This is Richard Paul White, a self-confessed serial killer. White claims to believe, that God tells him when people are supposed to die, and he is some sort of instrument to ensure that happens. White has killed 3 confirmed female victims, and he says that there are 2 others that police have not yet been able to locate. White would have gotten away with these murders if it wasn't for the supposedly accidental death of Jason Richard, a friend who had tried to help White get on his feet.
I know you guys are just here to, I know nobody here cares about me. I'm not a fool. I know you guys have objective number 1, I just want you to know that. I know that. I'm not being Buffalo here.
I'm not playing you a trick, okay?
It doesn't matter. I'm going to tell you anyway.
Okay. But you're okay.
Not really.
Now, aren't you okay?
I'm sick.
What kind of sick?
My head somehow. I can't stop doing things. I can't stop cruising the facts. I can't stop. And I need this to stop. I either need to die or to be away forever, and I can't be away forever. And I know that once this goes through, they're gonna kill me. So, that's what I gotta do.
Are you on any medication?
No, should be.
Okay.
I've never been to a doctor that's told me I need to be, but I knew that if I went to a doctor to get help for what was hurting me, I had to tell him the truth. And I knew if I told him the truth that I'd be sitting here talking to you guys.
Okay, you on any illicit or illicit drugs?
No.
Okay.
No, I smoked a joint about 4 days ago.
That's the last illicit drug you had?
Yeah.
How about illicit, legal drug? Medication of any sort?
Labor Day, I took some sinus allergy, that's it. I'm not on any drugs, I'm not under the influence of any alcohol. I don't have a hangover, I'm well within, I know what's going on. I'm not high, I'm not drunk.
Okay. You know what's up?
Yeah.
You know what's going on?
I think so.
Okay. Why don't you just tell us what happened?
There was an accident. We were just sitting there and we were cleaning our guns.
Who's we?
Jason and myself.
Okay.
Jason was my best friend.
White and Richard were on friendly terms, and Richard had recently gotten White a job. The police could not figure out what motive White could have possibly had to kill Richard, since there was no evidence of a fight, and he did not try to use Richard's credit cards.
When was this?
The other night, about 24 hours before you guys found him.
Okay. You're sitting there cleaning your gun?
We cleaned them, and then we went up into his bedroom. They were clean.
Okay.
And then he cleaned his Beretta, I cleaned my Glock, and we were sitting there. We were talking, and I said, "See, you don't want Glocks. They're so dangerous," and we were just fucking around. And my gun went off.
How did it go out?
I don't, to tell you the truth, 1 minute we're sitting there talking, laughing, and the next minute he's got a hole in his head.
Tell me how it happened.
I didn't think it was loaded. I didn't even have a clip in it, but it was apparently chambered. And I told him the only way you can tell with these, and then when I came around like that, I was going to pull the trigger, because when you have a trigger back on a Glock, it's safe. That's the only way you can tell a Glock's safe. And it popped him.
Where were you at? Where were you?
Up in his bedroom.
Where at in his bedroom?
He was laying up against the bed, and I was sitting there on the floor.
Okay.
Well, I guess, okay, we did smoke some pot that night. It hasn't been 4 nights then. We smoked some pot that night.
What night was that?
I'm gonna have to say Monday. I got a piece of paper right here. Can I grab it?
I'm sorry?
I just want this piece of paper. If you guys found him Tuesday, it says, and it was Monday.
About what time?
He got shot at 8:30.
How do you know it was 8:30?
I looked at the clock.
What clock?
One over on his television. It was like a cable box, and it said what time it was.
In the bedroom?
No. No, I walked out of the bedroom. I fucking freaked out.
Okay.
I was disgusted.
So you were in his bedroom. He was leaning up against the bed.
Yeah.
Big bed. What part of the bed was he leaning up against?
Right where he found him. I didn't move him. He was right at the foot of the bed with sitting on the floor. And I would say I'm facing him. He's on this side a little bit.
Okay, you were facing him?
Yeah, I was
So
facing
where
him.
were you then?
Sitting back on the floor.
Okay.
Were you more towards the door? Or...
Yeah, I was more towards the door than inside.
Okay.
That's pretty much right by his dresser. There was a dresser on my right.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the door. Here's the dresser. Here's the bed. Here's Jason. Here's me.
So you'd already cleaned the guns.
Mm-hmm.
You said he had a Beretta, you had a Glock.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of Beretta do you have?
Yeah, he had a 92 FS.
Okay. 9?
Mm-hmm.
You had what kind of Glock?
22, 40 caliber.
40? So what were you doing in the bedroom? You'd already cleaned the guns.
Yeah. We just went up there and he was looking through his shit, looking for some more pot.
What kind of shit?
He looked through his drawers and he looked on his headboard, looked in his closet, and then he looked in his little safe.
Where's his little safe?
It's gone.
Okay. Where was it? His little safe.
Right behind him.
If he's
On the
leaning
bed. It was right behind him on the bed.
on top of the bed?
Yep.
Okay.
And when the bullet went through his head, the reason you guys didn't find a shell casing, the reason you guys didn't find the shell, or the bullet itself, is because it hit the fucking safe. And then I found it.
Okay, where was it?
It was laying. Here's the bed, here's Jason. The bullet was right over here.
Laying on the bed.
Yeah. No, on the side of the bed on the floor.
So were you seated or standing?
I was sitting.
On the floor?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then what happened?
The reason we were sitting, he said that he had a hell of a hangover, and we were just sitting there talking. Then I just got up, and I was looking at him and staring at him, and I could hear the blood running out of his head. Sounded like somebody pouring water on the floor.
And?
No.
Richard was found in the apartment he shared with White with a gunshot wound to the head. There were no signs of a struggle or forced entry.
I'm sorry, man. That was my friend. Then I got real scared. Like, oh my God, here we go. I picked up the shell casing. I could smell the gunpowder in the air. I looked over and there was a bullet. And I panicked. I grabbed those things. I saw that the bullet had hit the safe. I grabbed the safe. I grabbed his cell phone.
Where was the cell phone?
It was on the floor next to him. He was waiting on a phone call. I don't know from who.
Okay.
Then the reason I told you to take them gloves, I started wiping everything with those gloves.
What did you wipe?
Everything, man. Doorknobs. Toilet.
What toilet?
Upstairs.
Okay.
The refrigerator. The bong.
Which bone?
I only know that there was one, this little purple one that was sitting on the coffee table downstairs.
Downstairs.
Or in the living room, yeah.
Where were your gloves? You said you grabbed the gloves. Where were they?
They were in my pocket. I drive with them.
Okay. The ones you gave me tonight.
I don't always wear camouflage. Only when I'm up in the mountains, you know, hiding from everybody, devil himself.
So, where were the gloves at that time? What were you wearing?
I already threw away all my clothes.
What were you
I
wearing?
had on some Levi's, and I had on my socks, because we were just hanging out, you know, we weren't going anywhere or anything like that. And my gloves were in my back pocket. I'm wondering, I think I grabbed my gloves out of the car and had them in my back pocket when I had my gun, when I went to go get my gun to clean it. Because I asked him if I could clean my gun. I didn't have any gun cleaner, and he did.
How did you get there?
I drove
What did you drive?
my car, 79 Cutlass Supreme,
Where is it now?
2.5 blocks from there.
Which direction? Do you know what street you parked it on?
I can draw you a map, though. I don't know.
Okay.
Out Mansfield to Salon, then you go east, and I think it's either the first or the second right. And you'll be parked on the right-hand side, facing south.
Mansfield to Salon, and then what?
Go east on Salon until it's either the first or the second right.
Okay. How did it end up over there?
I took off. I got scared. I just freaked out, wiped everything off. I took off, and my car started dying out because it's a piece of crap. And I parked it, and I panicked.
Okay.
And I went back to the house. I got his keys.
About what time was this?
I was probably there for an hour, thinking 9:30.
Okay. You walked back?
Yeah,
Where did you get his keys from?
inside the house, on the table,
Which table?
coffee table in the living room.
Where the bomb
Mhm.
was? Okay. You got his keys and then what?
And I jumped in his truck. Well, I jumped in his truck, and his ATM was in there, and his credit card was in there.
Where were they?
They were in the ashtray, because he doesn't smoke.
How about his wallet?
Um,
Straight up.
I think it was in the bedroom.
You took it?
I looked through it. I needed cash. I needed to get the hell out.
I understand that. Did you take the wallet?
No,
What did you do with the wallet after you looked through it?
I think it's in the safe.
Okay.
Was there any cash in the wallet?
$24.
Did you take it out?
I did.
Okay.
What else was in the wallet?
A lot of paperwork, a lot of receipts.
What kind of shit did you take?
I took $22. I took an ATM card, and I took
Out of the wallet?
no, I took the money out of the wallet.
Okay.
And then his credit card and his ATM were in the truck, in the ashtray. And I boogied.
How about the safe?
I grabbed it because I wasn't trying to rob him. He was already dead. It doesn't matter, I know. But there was a fucking ballistic mark. There's a bullet hole on it, you know. The bullet didn't go through it. But I just wanted to take everything.
Anything in the safe?
Some receipts.
Was it locked?
It was not locked.
Okay. What's the safe doing in the bed?
He was looking for pot.
Have any in there?
No, we didn't find any pot anywhere.
Stems and seeds?
Not even.
White usually used harder substances, but he was clean during the time of the shooting. The police didn't believe that his use, or possibly trying to rob Richard to support his habit, were factors.
Okay. What else did he take?
Took his gun,
The
Where
barrette?
was that at the time?
sitting right next to him.
On the floor?
Yeah. We'd always hang out and play with our guns all the time. It was just something we liked to do. I told him how I liked his better than mine, but I could only afford the Glock.
Was his loaded?
Yes, it was.
mag in
Chambered.
the, it was next to him?
Right next to him.
Okay, wasn't in his holster.
No, it had been. I didn't take it out of his holster.
Okay. Cell phone?
Yeah, I took it.
How long did you, okay, what else?
You know, there's 3 other murders we gotta talk about.
We got plenty of time, RP. Just take care of Jason.
This one was an accident. Doesn't matter. And you know what? I knew you guys wouldn't think it was an accident. I knew you guys would fuck me on this, but
RP,
that's
we're
why I
not
got
trying
scared.
to fuck you on
I
anything.
fucked myself. I know. I got scared.
We weren't there.
I got scared, man. You know, I'm one friend of the world. I don't have nobody to call. I can't call my father. I can't call anybody. I've recently got to talk to my mom for the first time in 8 years. None of this matters. But I don't have anybody in the world. And then one person I thought I did have just fucking knocked me out tonight.
White was one of 5 children. He had 4 sisters, and his father was in law enforcement, although a scandal for which he was later acquitted forced him to resign. White had little contact with his family, aside from his sister, Danielle. Right now on my Patreon page, you can watch the interrogation of a suspect who killed a man and then tried to run over a police officer while trying to escape. Watch him burst into tears during his interrogation, thinking it may help him get away with it. Watch this video and many more right now at patreon.com/Stranger Stories Plus.
Okay, and that's okay. I don't even care. But, you know, here's Jason, and Jason has helped me out. He's let me sleep on his couch. He helped me get a job. You know? He was my only friend. I did not mean to kill him.
I wasn't there.
I know.
RP. I don't know.
It was me and
I don't
Jason.
know you, man.
I know.
You know, there's
We can't smoke in here? I'm
maybe.
freaking out. I'm going to tell you everything, man.
Okay. How long after this tragedy do you think you were in the house?
An hour.
And what were you doing in that hour?
Cleaning off my fingerprints, wondering what I had touched during the night, thinking how I can get out of here without anybody knowing I was here, but I knew that was impossible. You know?
And how did you clean the
Those
fingerprints?
gloves.
Anything else?
No. Just my gloves.
Did you move Jason at all?
No. I didn't even touch him while I reached out.
Did you render aid at all? Try to help him?
I screamed his name. There was no helping him, man. It's coming out like this.
Okay.
And he just went over. I've
Which
seen
way did-
people die before.
Which way did he go over?
When he's sitting like this, he came forward and fell this way. And it was like this, and his hand was like this.
Okay.
It's just like this. I touched his hand before I left. I told him how sorry I was.
So, safe, cell phone. Where was his cell phone again? I'm sorry.
Right by him, on the left side of him. It's full of blood.
The Beretta.
Left side of him.
How about his other gun?
It's in the safe. The little 22. Yeah, I sold that to him for $20 fucking.
It is in the safe or was in the safe?
It is, or it's not. I don't know.
Okay.
That's in.
So the safe, the cell phone. You took his keys from where?
His keys were on the coffee table.
Okay. Anything else?
Yeah, I took some change.
Where was the chain?
On top of the dresser.
Okay. What was it in? Any container of any sort?
No, it was just all laying there. That's where he'd throw his that's where he'd throw it.
Okay.
That's my friend right there, dead, you know?
I understand. Believe me, I do.
He was a good guy. I'm so sorry for him and his family.
For all indications, he was a very good guy.
He was. Hard-working man, you know? He took me up camping on Labor Day weekend. So I could see a lot of my old friends that I hadn't seen in years.
Where'd you go camping?
We went up there to the other side of Pike National Forest, Brian Sliegel's place. I met Jason when I was, he was working on the press, and I came in and I was feeding paper for him. On a press, we put paper in it. By the truckload.
Was that at Aspen?
Yeah. I met him in Aspen.
About how long ago?
5 years maybe. I could be wrong. I'm thinking 5 years. I'm not real good with time.
That's good. Neither am I.
It escapes me.
So the safe, the cell phone, the keys, the inevitable ride,
The inevitable ride.
change, anything else? Safe contained the 22.
Receipts and the 22.
What'd you do with the safe?
Threw it all away. The change included, and the cell phone. I put it in the dumpster.
Where at?
Guess it doesn't matter at this point, huh?
No.
Can we please have a cigarette?
Tell you what, after Detective Lucy.
I'll blow it the other way. I'll sit back, and I'm gonna hand you guys the world today. I really am. I'm just stressing out. I can't think clearly.
Okay.
You know, I believe in God too, and this doesn't scare me. The hell does.
Do you have a cigarette,
Well,
detective?
Tell you whatever you want to know. I just want some closure for the family. I want them to know. He wasn't up to no good. He wasn't doing anything bad. He wasn't, you know.
They know that, RP, they know that.
Where's the dumpster that you put this stuff in?
$12.99 Harrison.
What's a $12.99 Harrison?
I used to live there. I know it's a dark alley. I know there's an open dumpster that nobody really cares about.
When did you dump it?
A little bit later, because I went to the ATM.
Which ATM?
There's I think it's a 7-Eleven on Isle
And
close to Sable. I'm not sure. Just east of Sable, I think.
I don't know, 7-Eleven.
Conoco. Big gas station. Wait. Nope. I went there and I got gas for the truck. That's where I filled up with gas. And I went in and bought some smokes.
Got a receipt? Okay.
I'm sure I'm on camera. And then I used the ATM. It's in Colfax. There's I think it's a 7-Eleven on Colfax.
Colfax and
It's all the same to me. I don't know. It's on the north side of it. It's in the middle between Colorado and Chambers. It's like right in the middle. I use his ATM. They'll be over.
how do you know his PIN?
It's 2129. I've always known it
How did you know it?
because he gave it to me because I'd go get money sometimes so that we could get some pot because he'd have to wait on the guys.
Okay. So you hit the fax. Use the ATM. Well, you go down and get gas.
Yeah, I went and got gas, got some Gatorade, and some cigarettes.
What do you smoke?
Marlboro Reds in the box. Not anymore, apparently.
I'm gonna be smoking Camel Wides tonight.
I hope soon.
Memento. And then where did you go? Did you go to Colfax as soon as you filled up with gas?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was gonna leave town.
And go where?
I was gonna go fucking. I was gonna go to Canada or Mexico.
You fucked up that night?
No,
Got drunk?
no.
How about Jason?
Hungover like a motherfucker. Jason was hungover bad.
Was he drinking? Little Bean?
Not when I was there.
Were you drinking at all?
No.
How long had you been there?
Shit. Must have been about an hour and a half.
What time do you think you got there?
6 something.
Where'd you park your ride when you
Right in his parking lot, right in his driveway. And I knocked on his door. He didn't answer, so I went next door to the neighbors. You guys seen Jason? No. Fuck. So I go down two houses down to Pete's house. He hasn't seen him either. I go back and I ding dong, and he answered.
About what time is this?
6 something.
Okay.
Not too long after 6.
You parked in the drive.
Right in the driveway.
Okay.
I wasn't like up to anything. I was just coming to see my partner, and tell him, hey, I didn't go to work. This sucks. And we were sitting there talking, and Jason told me he could probably get me back in with the job because I'm a hard worker, and because
Gary says you're hard work.
fuck yeah, and I'm so sorry Gary had to find him.
So
Anyway,
you went over there about 6.
ish, yeah,
You parked
right in the driveway, right on the south side of his truck, because his truck was always parked on the north side of his.
on the right side of the drive.
On the right side, yes.
That's about 6.
Yeah.
So how long do you think you were in the house before the shit happened?
Hour and a half, 2 hours. Not long. We sat there and I asked him if I can clean the gun. And he said, yeah, I had to clean his. And we did that, and we were watching some TV, and I'm trying to remember what was on, but I don't remember.
Lower level or upper level?
In the middle where the big TV is.
Okay.
He earned all that stuff. He worked his ass off for it. Everybody thought he was just a rich boy, but you know what?
So you were there about an hour and a half, you said,
I'd say.
before the shit happened?
Yeah.
And then I think you said earlier, correct me if I'm wrong, about an hour and a half after the shit happened, you were cleaning up?
Hour. I'd say more towards an hour. Hour and a half, hour.
When did you dump the cutlass?
Right then, right when I left.
After you cleaned up?
Yeah.
And
Because I just stayed in the house.
you drove the cutlass about a block and a half away.
I drove it up to Mansfield, then this way, and then right over here. I parked it. I walked back.
So you go up to Mansfield. Mansfield. He lives on
I
Mansfield.
know. So I drove on Mansfield from his house
Mm-hmm.
to Salon, or CEO, whatever
Right.
it is. And can we have a cigarette? And I bust them east and go 1 or 2. It's either the first or the second right.
And then you took a right.
Yeah.
Just parked it.
Yeah.
How far off of Sidland?
Oh, half a block, if that.
Okay.
The car was sputtering. It was going to die on me. That's why. That's the only reason I went back and got his truck. I was just leaving.
Did you have his keys when you
Nope.
split?
No, I did not. I had to go back and get the keys. I'm not bullshitting you guys. I'm not gonna.
Hey, you have no.
I know, but my dad was a murder investigator. I know you got to ask all the same questions over and over.
Dude.
Yeah.
You want something to drink? Coffee,
Please.
Coke,
Coca-Cola would be great.
straight, or light.
Straight.
Right back.
So after you came back, you got the truck. You go get gas. Hit the ATM. How much did you take out of the ATM?
I tried for $2.50. It wouldn't let me. I took $2.40.
Then what'd you do?
Started cruising on Colfax because I was gonna leave,
Mm-hmm.
and then I figured I'd get laid first.
Okay.
I'm not trying to be disrespectful.
That's all right. Not the only guy out there.
I know.
So did you pick anybody up?
I
Or?
did not. Yeah, picked up 3 girls that night.
Do you know any of them?
Yep, one of them,
Who was that?
I'll get the smoke.
Teresa. Oh, thank you.
Teresa?
Yeah,
White, black?
white, thin as a rail.
Where'd you pick her up?
90 pounds, fucking soaking wet.
Okay.
Over by Logan Street. She lives on like 10th and Logan. Yeah, she went with me.
Where?
Not to the house. She went with me afterwards. I told her what happened.
Did you pick her up at her place or
No, on the street.
on the fax?
Yeah. I
So-
never knew where she lived before that.
Okay. So you pick her up, you tell her what happened.
Well, we're doing our thing, and then she says she wants to get some crack.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I'm leaving town. Where are you going? I said, I don't know, Mexico. She said, I want to go. I said, you better be sure. Because I'm really leaving.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, oh, well, let's really go, but I gotta get some crack first. So we met some fucking girl at the Diamond Shamrock on 58th and I-25. Got $100 worth of fucking crack, which was stupid. I told her, give me the money back, just get $40 worth or whatever it's gonna take for you to get high, and give me the change because we need the money to go.
Mm-hmm.
And then she comes back and it's just fucking crack whore, you know, and she comes back with all this rock and says that this is all she had, she didn't have change, which I mean was crap, but I didn't care.
So this was a Diamond Shamrock at 58th, and
I-25.
did she make the contact
Yeah, absolutely.
with the source, or?
Yeah, she called some girl on her cell phone. The girl, Teresa had a cell phone, but she wasn't using that because it didn't work.
Mm-hmm.
She called her from the Diamond Shamrock.
From the payphone?
Yeah.
Okay. What time about is this?
Later. I really don't know. I'd been driving around for a while, just freaked out crying,
Did you go to her place, or
No.
stay in the truck, or what'd you do
I stayed in the truck. When?
with Teresa?
Yeah, we stayed in the truck. Thanks. To the van. And they kind of don't let me have lighters now. Thank you. I take it you don't smoke, right?
No, no.
Here's the door. Thank you. I appreciate it.
No problem.
So I pick up I cruise around, I pick up the one girl. And I've never seen her before, and I'm on Colfax all the time. But I've never seen her before. And I end up fucking her. She was $20, big deal. And I go driving along, and I pick up another girl, and she was another $20. And then I was driving along, and I saw Teresa.
Mm-hmm.
And I picked her up a lot. And I picked her up, and I told her I was leaving after we did our thing. And then she's like, well, I want to go too. She said, you got to be sure, because I'm really leaving. It's okay, I want to go. And I thought, hell, I'm probably going to die at the end of this trip anyway, Because I had no intentions of coming in here, ever. I wanted to die. In fact, tonight when the fucking SWAT teams were all in fucking sidewalk commandos, when they all, and you can write down, I still want to die. I gotta go face God, I'm just glad that this is over with. And look, Jason was a fuck up, and I fucked up with Jason. That was a mistake. But I am a killer. I've killed 3 other people. Yeah, well, 4, but one of them, I'm sure they're dead, but I don't know.
Who's the 3 other people?
Prostitutes.
Where?
When?
Where? When?
Let's see. If I had my driver's license, I could tell you to the day. Because it was the day after I got my driver's license.
Get your driver's license in 2002.
Okay. Then that's January sometime.
Where at?
I drive by it every day. I cry about it all the time. I'm not a remorseful or non-remorseful jerk or anything.
That's it, then.
I'm kind of unique, I guess, in that kind of respects. But I picked up this girl.
Where?
The bus stop at, I'm going to say Havana. I'm going to say Havana. There's like a big parking lot on the east side of Colfax. And I'll tell you where they're buried.
Okay, Havana and Colfax.
Yeah, just east of that, you go, and then there's like an old.
Next to 7-Eleven.
Maybe it's Peoria, then, because I'm not remembering 7-Eleven.
You know where Nick's Liquors is?
No, I don't pay attention to signs.
Conoco.
Can I draw it for you real quick?
Sure.
Colfax. Either Havana. Okay, this is east. This is either Havana or Peoria. I'm not sure. There's a bus stop right here, and it's a shelter one. And the only reason I did these things is because I'm sick.
Okay.
I know, it doesn't matter. But there's like a big building here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there's a liquor store. I think there's a liquor store right over here, like on a little strip mall.
Okay.
And I picked this girl up here.
January 2002.
Right.
Black girl, like.
I think she was dark. I don't know if she was black. She looked boring. She's real tall, real thin. And you know what? I want their families to have some peace. Because
Okay.
you know what? I've loved someone and had them leave just overnight and not tell me, and it drove me fucking crazy. You know?
It does. It
And I
does.
can't imagine what these families are going through. And I don't want them to go through that. So I know, none of this matters, but
Sure. So you picked a girl up.
yeah. $60 she died over, and I didn't even have any money.
So what happened after you picked her up?
I said, how much to go home with me for a little bit? I said, I got $60. Will that do it? I said, just an hour. She says, okay. So we drove back and we went into the house.
Back where?
2885 Albion.
Okay. Were you living by yourself then?
Nope. I had a girlfriend.
Was she there?
Nope.
Okay, you went to 2885 Albion, and then what?
They're gonna kill me over all this. You guys got the gas chamber or the electric chamber? Don't matter. I just. And after this, I have hell to look forward to, so. I'm so excited.
So you went to 2885 Albion.
Yeah, we went downstairs into the basement. She started giving me head, and I told her just to stop. I tied her up and strangled her.
What did you tie her up with?
Cord.
White's first victim was Victoria Lynn Turpin. She was chosen at random as someone who would not be missed. White may have chosen to target other women based on her appearance to recapture the feelings he experienced during her death.
What kind of cord?
Nylon.
Rope?
Yeah, like camping supply shit.
What did you strangle her with?
Same thing.
Then what?
All of her clothes off of her. Put everything she owned in a bag. I put her inside of a duffel bag.
What kind of duffel bag?
Big black one. I don't know. And then I took her south to Mesita, Colorado, which is a long fucking ways away.
Where your dad lives?
Yep.
Where your grandmother lives? You lived?
My
I'm
grandma's
sorry.
dead, yeah.
White is able to give a surprisingly detailed location of the body. This is true for each of the women he buried. White is the type of serial killer that prefers to keep track of the remains, if at all possible.
She's right here.
Right there, out in the open?
I buried her,
How
but
deep?
the dogs dug her up.
Okay.
3 months later, I went back and she was a skeleton.
How long after Albion did you go down there? Timeline.
Immediately, as soon as I killed her.
Put it in the duffel bag
Yeah.
and drove to
Well, yeah.
Mesita.
Yeah, I didn't know what to do.
How long did it take you to Mesita?
5 hours.
5? Where'd you put her in the car?
Trunk.
What car did you have
The
in?
red neon.
That was 2002, January.
Yeah, I had a Dodge Neon.
Okay, I'm trying to think. When you lived down on Jewel, somebody tried to rip your car.
Yeah.
It wasn't the neon though.
It was the neon.
It was the neon
Mhm.
down on Jewel, and somebody tried to
Yeah, and I walked
pop the
out.
ignition.
They did. They broke it out, and I walked out. And then on the 4th time that they fucking broke, I called the cops. Cops couldn't do anything, and I knew they couldn't, but I had to make the report. And the 4th time they rubbed shit on my car. They fucking broke into it. They didn't even I had pot and money in the ashtray. They didn't take it.
The same ride though.
Yeah, same car, man.
So you took her down there. What did you do with her clothes and shit?
Took them back to my dad's house and burned them.
Burned. Did you keep anything?
Not from her.
Anything like this?
No, because there was. Man, I watched the news. I watched everything. I've been up and down looking for flyers. Nobody cared. Nobody missed her.
It's a girl with that.
Yeah, nobody cares about those people. You know what? And they're at the lowest point in their life, and what am I doing? I'm out here fucking killing them.
Well, it appears you have some empathy.
I have a lot of empathy. You know, nobody cares
I can
about
tell.
these people.
I can
Nobody
tell.
cares. I feel bad. You know, she was at the lowest point in her fucking life.
So how many times you been back there?
See that? Or to her grave?
Yes, sure, great.
10, 15.
How soon afterwards?
I
did you
brought
go
her
back?
flowers. I went 3 months afterwards because I was scared. I wanted to see if anybody had found her.
Is there anything now, like the flowers,
Oh, probably.
for lack of a better term, memorial of some sort?
I put some rocks in form of a cross shaped south because she believed in God.
So there's a cross with rocks.
I just put 3 rocks this way, like this, right by her grave. I put, well, since that's her grave anyway, I put the rock here, 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 and here, across.
Okay. Where from the body?
Her grave is right here,
Mm-hmm.
right here.
Well, she was dug up, unfortunately, right?
Yeah, but her hips and her spine are still there.
How do you know that?
'Cause I've seen it.
When was the last time?
Last time I went down there and stole a 357 Magnum from my dad, the reason he hasn't spoken to me anymore.
When was that?
It's been since I was in Pueblo, so a
Couple
couple
months.
months. Yeah, just a couple months ago.
And RP, it's not that I
It's
don't.
okay.
It's not that I don't believe you or anything, but just to verify, would you be willing to take us there?
Absolutely. Can I go?
Well, hell yeah, I can't take us
I'll
there.
take you there right now, man. That poor girl. I want. You know what? Okay, she's dead. There's nothing we can do for her but pray for her. And you know what? She went straight to heaven because we prayed. We prayed before I killed her.
Who prayed?
Me and her. I said we have to pray together because if 2 people come together in God's name, He'll listen.
It's this girl in the facts prayed with you.
It's me. Here I am in all my fury and all my anger. She was terrified.
She knows what's up.
I told her I was going to kill her.
Did you have her in a hold, or did you have?
I made her get down
shit
on the
around
ground and I
her?
wrapped around her fucking hands up. And once she was tied up, then I wasn't scared of her anymore or getting away or anything. Man, you guys, I'm so glad I'm caught because I've had girls running down the street away from me in handcuffs fucking 10 times at least. I fucking, that's a messed up cup. It's got a skull on this side of it. And when I said she had perfect teeth, okay, this girl, she was blind, and I knew it was supposed to be, because I had this tattoo a long, long time ago, and she was blind in her right eye, because when she was 3 years old, she fell off of her grandmother had her and was feeding her, and she fell, and the fork got her in the eye. She was very thin, had very black.
Oh, is this a girl?
Yeah, this is the
Colfax,
same girl.
Ontario?
Yeah.
Okay.
I got 2 others to tell you about too.
Oh, we got time then.
She has hair down to about here, and she'd just gotten it done. She looked really nice, you know, and she was very pretty. She had perfect teeth, and I noticed people's teeth.
Do you know this girl?
No.
Seen her on the facts before?
No, and that's how I knew I'd get away with it, because it was
And you said you didn't know if she was black, Hispanic,
I think
white,
she was-
mulatto.
she looked like she was from the Caribbean. She was dark.
She give you a name or
She didn't. I don't remember. I only remember one of the girls' names.
$60?
60 bucks. Can you fucking believe it?
Been doing this shit a long time. I believe anything.
I can't believe that she died over, and I didn't even have any money.
That's the last one?
No, that was the first time I ever killed anybody
First
in my life.
First time. And it was ligature or strangle?
Yeah.
How long did it take?
Too long. People say you die real quick. You don't. It took her probably, almost 10 minutes.
Okay.
A lifetime.
She died?
She tried. She was on her bike. I'll show you right where in the house because there's stains from each murder.
What kind of stain?
No disrespect to her, yeah.
Okay.
She pissed herself.
Where's your old lady then? Or I'm sorry.
No,
The
no,
woman,
no.
your former
Hazel.
girlfriend.
Shit. I'm thinking she's out of town for a few days. She might have been with her mom in Oklahoma, or, you know, I'm not real clear about that. I had other things on my mind. I knew she wasn't coming back. I knew I had the house to myself.
Your old lady, or your
Right, my
Hazel,
girl.
I'm
It's
sorry.
okay. It's all right, man. I don't
Don't mean
care.
any disrespect.
Nothing matters at this point, man.
And you didn't keep anything.
Not from her, because I was terrified. My dad was a murder
Jewelry.
investigator. No, I knew better.
Okay.
I knew better. I knew that.
You know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I do. I do. You want to be able to find that stuff and make sure that it sticks.
No. Well, like I said,
I-
we've been doing this shit for a long time, and I just know sometimes people
Keep stuff.
keep stuff.
I have.
You
I
should
keep stuff.
You show respect. I mean,
I told her to not cry. I told her it'll be okay and she'll be in heaven soon and all this will be over and she'll never have to be on the packs anymore. I told her no more bad stuff.
better life.
White remained consistently remorseful for the murders throughout his interrogation and trial, where he mouthed apologies to the victims' families.
It's okay, but it's kind of scary. I don't have enough lives to give to make up for it, you know?
So how about the second girl,
All right.
RP?
Analethea Maria Gonzalez.
What was the first name?
Analethea. I have no idea how to spell.
Analethea?
Yeah, Analethea Maria Gonzalez. Beautiful little girl.
And where was she?
On Pearl and Colfax. Just
Pearl.
north of Colfax on Pearl.
Right there by the old, what the fuck was the restaurant there? Malfunction Junction.
Oh, fucking Sun Cafe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just north
Yeah,
of
she was
Sun.
north of the Sun on the 16th. She was looking for crack. I'm looking for a ride.
How do you know her?
I didn't.
How do you know her name?
She told me, and she was
Okay, what happened there?
picked her up. And she says, I said, how much? Blah, blah, blah. She said, well, I just want to get some crack and we can do whatever. So I took her out down Pearl. She got some crack, and then
Did you pay for it?
I don't smoke crack. I don't fucking do the
What
shit.
were we talking? 40?
$40, something like that. So then we go. Girls are so trusting, it's unbelievable. So we go up to Lookout Mountain, and I fuck her up there on a little parking area, you know. And then we're coming back down, and I'm thinking about killing her right there. Because I'm thinking I'm in the mountains, but I know it's way too populated. I know somebody will find her before she's rotten, so I say, okay, whatever. So we go back down. And I have no more money at this point, but I got to get her into the house. So I tell her my girlfriend has money in the safe, which was a lie.
She wants some more rock.
Yeah, it's an addiction. You know, they say there's a war on crime. My ass. There's fucking crack cocaine on every corner. You know, I was driving the other night. I had 3 people at the same time come to me and offer me crack. You know, and they're lucky I didn't just blast them. I was mad. I just get away from me.
So you go to Albion again, or
Yeah,
was this another
Sure
girl?
did. Went to Albion Street, walked in the door, and I tackled her. That fast. And she got scared, and I told her I wouldn't hurt her as long as everything was okay. She said, I just want to get out of town. Me and my mom have been fighting. So that sucks, you know? Her and her mother are fighting, and she leaves in a storming rage, never to be seen again.
Were you living with
Fucking
Hazel
hell.
then?
Yeah.
So you tackled her, then what happened?
Put handcuffs on her. Don't ask me what the handcuffs are. I don't know. I've had fucking 100 pairs in my life, man. I've had 6 bulletproof vests. I had all.
Where was Hazel that night?
I don't know. She was gone again. She used to just take off a lot. I don't know where she was.
Okay,
I
so
knew she wasn't coming back, so I tackled her.
you handcuffed her.
Handcuffed her.
And?
Well, I raped her.
And?
And I told her that I had to kill her because I couldn't let her go because she knew where I lived.
Then what?
Told her we had to pray. And we prayed. And we prayed and we prayed and we prayed.
White prayed with each victim in some bizarre way of convincing himself that doing so would absolve him of all wrongdoing.
And I kept praying for God to show me a different way out, any other way than to kill her. But he didn't tell me.
And then what did you do?
I kept her for a while. I made her take a bath.
What was the reason behind?
I was trying to get rid of all the evidence and stuff. I made her douche and shit. I'm sorry. I don't mean to talk like that. I know I have to right now, but so we went we were in the bedroom, we were in the living room, we were all over the place. I figured it was the end of my life. I might as well do what I was going to do. I never beat him. I never beat him up. I never hurt him like that. I was very nice, and I just cried a lot with them when they were alive.
So what did you do with the girl?
Buried her in the backyard.
Backyard of where?
2885 Albion Street.
Oh, and this was the latter part of 2002?
Mm-hmm.
You remember what month?
Cold.
Ground frozen?
Pretty much. I got through the first level. See, whenever I built a fence. Ask Hazel's dad whenever I built the fence around his house, because it wasn't too long after that. Because that's the only way I was able to bury her, because we had a fence in between. Good fences make good neighbors.
So you buried her prior to or after the fence?
After I built the fence.
After.
Now, does Hazel's dad live next door? Or
He owns a place, right?
He owns a place, and I was letting Hazel and I stay there for cheap. Beautiful home.
So, was it convenient because you just built the fence? Was it
I
already
had
done?
planned it. Yeah, I didn't plan on doing that. We built a fence because we kept having people coming to the house trying to buy crack. Because whoever lived there before the house blew up, it's a brand new house. That one that used to be there blew up. They buried it in the back, and then they built a brand new house. Hazel's dad bought that house. People kept coming over and knocking because our next door neighbor, what's her name? April. She's a little crack whore, and she was selling crack also.
You just built the fence.
It was not too long after the fact.
Would you dig the hole with?
Shovel.
Okay. You didn't use an existing trench or ditch or.
No,
How deep do you think?
I don't know exactly how deep. There's the house. There's the front door. There's a window well.
North, south, east, west? I take it Albion's there, to the south. Or the east, I'm sorry.
This is how I am.
Okay.
There's one other house over here. This is 29th.
2 bodies were discovered at this location. It was a risky choice for White to make, given he lived with his girlfriend and could have been spotted by neighbors at any time. There was also the chance of an animal digging the bodies up before he realized they were disturbed. Their discovery lent weight to his story about killing multiple women, and several law enforcement officers believe that White may not have disclosed all of his victims.
Okay. How soon after?
You know, I'm not telling you guys this stuff because I'm scared, and I'm not telling you because I think I'm busted, because you guys had no fucking clue about any of it.
No.
But I'm doing this. I want everybody, I just want it to be known, I don't want their families to suffer, and I'm so sorry that they lost their lives. I'm sorry. You know, they don't.
What did you say the girl's name?
Analeptia Maria Gonzalez. It's burned in my head.
How old the girl was?
Maybe 20.
What she look like?
Beautiful.
Age?
Short, Hispanic, about 19. Beautiful. I think brown eyes. I'm thinking brown.
How'd you kill her?
I strangled her with a belt. I told her, and I didn't want her scared either. I told her I was going to let her go. I told her, you don't have to be scared, okay? Because I didn't want her to sit there and be terrified the whole time and then get killed. I didn't want to hurt her like that or torture her and bullshit. You know, it was already, and I knew it had to be done at that point. You see, I believe I'm possessed. I know that sounds weird, but I can't seem to stop. I'm a good-hearted person. I've done a lot of good in my life. I've done great things, you know, but I can't stop. I can now, but
Yeah, the girl at Colfax in Peoria, her van, you estimated 10 minutes. How about this girl?
something happened with her because I told her I had to tie her up. I had to make her naked so that she wouldn't run. And she cried, but I was reassuring her she was okay. And then I fucking tightened the belt around her neck.
Was she naked prior to?
No, I had her clothes. I put her clothes on her so that she. And we'd had sex, done our thing. For Hazel must have been gone a long time because I had her for quite a while. Had her about a day or so.
How'd you keep her a day or so?
Handcuffed. What are you gonna do?
Handcuffed to anything?
No.
Just handcuffed?
Yep. And then when I went to sleep, I handcuffed her to me, so that if she got up to leave, she couldn't go nowhere.
Never fought?
No. She just wanted to live. She told me, I just want to leave the state with my friend. I just want to go. She said, I know, I'm down here on the Colfax. I'm fucking up. I shouldn't be down here, I know. And she was a good girl. She came from money. Where are her parents? They're in the... See, I kept her driver's license. And then I got all scared and I chopped up in little tiny pieces and threw it out as I'm driving down the highway, piece here, piece there.
Afterward?
Yeah.
What did you do with the rest of her shit?
$12.99 Harrison. I threw it in that dumpster.
Your former residence? So, she was with you, what, a day and a half, you said?
Mm-hmm.
What time of day did you bury her?
I dug a hole right in the middle of the day. Right in daylight.
With the fence up then, right?
With the fence up.
Is this like a 6-foot wood or what kind
Yeah,
of?
it's 6 foot on the inside, but it's better than 7 on the outside because the ground goes down.
Okay.
I didn't pull a permit or anything.
So how long after you used the belt to strangle her did you bury her?
Oh, Jesus. I left her in a... Hazel was coming home because I put her in a box. Put her in a little tiny box. She was little. She fit in a little...
What kind of box?
A plastic, like storage thing that like you buy from Walmart, the lid that goes over the top.
Did you have it at the house?
It was at the house. It was a toy box at one time. I dumped it. That's right. I dumped all the fucking toys out of it.
And buried her in
Nope.
the plastic box?
No.
I'm sorry you lost me.
Yeah, okay. I put her in the box. She's downstairs in the basement,
Uh-huh.
in the laundry room.
This is after you strangled her.
Yeah, well, yeah, she was dead.
Okay. Empty the
But something
toys out.
happened to her. Her fucking blood came out of her. And that freaked me out because the first one didn't. There was no blood or anything. But she had blood coming out of her nose and out of her mouth. I assumed I shattered that bone or whatever.
About how long after you strangled her
Did she
did
die?
this purge? No, just the blood.
Oh, as soon as I did it, she started
Oh,
bleeding.
okay.
I thought maybe she hemorrhaged. I thought maybe she had something wrong with her, and that it happened because she couldn't breathe. I mean, I wrapped it up, and then she did it. I just held on to her, but we prayed before we did that. We prayed again and again.
And when did the plastic toy box come into play?
As soon as I realized that she was dead, I had to put her body in something. Hazel was going to come home, and I didn't have time to bury her.
And she's bleeding.
And she's bleeding, and right away I put a piece of plastic under her mouth, a plastic bag, so that it would catch everything. But there was still blood. And I'll show you where it's at.
And when did you kept her how long in the box before you buried her?
A day, 2 days.
Did you?
I couldn't get the hole dug because it was fucking cold, and I had to use a pick to get through the permafrost or not permafrost, but through the ice. And then I realized that the ground was real hard, and then I realized if you just put a hose in the ground and run the hose, as long as it's not frozen, it'll soften it up. And so then I did that, and then I got down as far as I could, and I filled it up with water again, let it soak in, and I dug it out.
Softened it up.
Yeah.
You said that there are stains at the house on
Yep.
Albion. Where are those stains?
I poured bleach on the one on her stain.
Where were they?
Okay.
That's number 2 there. Thanks. And how about where the blood was?
Right here, right by her head. It was
Simultaneous? I mean, right after you strangled her?
She's still alive, bleeding. I heard her gurgling.
And I'm sorry, RP. You said number 1 was about 10 minutes. How about number 2? How long did it take?
It seemed like she died a little quicker. I don't know. Look, I couldn't. They were face down because I couldn't look them in the face.
Okay, they were face down on the floor?
Yeah, because I could not look her in the face, either anybody.
Where were you positioned?
On her back. I was on top of her, holding her down.
Straddled?
Yep.
Knee to the back
No,
or what?
straddled.
Like
Straddled.
sitting on the back? Lifting up? Was it...
So I may have broken her neck.
They were nude?
Yep. I made her take her clothes off. I told her so she wouldn't run.
And the reason I ask you some things, RP, is because I've been around way too long and seen way too much shit. A lot of times this shit happens, and I've seen circumstances like this, and a lot of times this shit happens during sex.
I wasn't having sex with her at that point.
Were you clothed?
Yeah.
Okay. So, number 2, this young lady, what did you do with her clothing?
$12.99 Harrison.
All of her clothing?
All of it. I kept
Driver's license?
I kept her driver's license. I kept her watch. I put her watch right up by where you guys found me tonight, out in the forest, so that she'd know what time it is.
Okay. Now it appears that you show respect. Is there again a memorial monument to where this watch is?
There was just a tree, and we were up hunting, and it was just the prettiest tree around. And I was thinking about her, and I knew she was right there with me. And I could hear all the demons telling me shit.
How many times have you been back to this tree?
Never.
Never?
I never went. I can't find it. We were back out in the woods. I can't find it. I've looked.
When you say we,
Me and Mark.
what Mark is this?
Mark Mathis. You know, I told him I killed people. I told everybody. That's what sucks. I told everybody.
Who's everybody? Mark Mathis.
Mark. Jason knew I was a killer. My sister knows I'm a killer who ratted me out tonight.
How's she know?
I told her. She knows where they're at.
Danielle White was the sister that White had the closest relationship with and often stayed in her apartment. When she turned him in, several friends and family members turned against her, causing her to sink into a depression. After losing her job and falling into alcoholism, Danielle White was finally able to realize that she did not share her brother's guilt.
How's she know where they're at?
I told her I had to confess. I couldn't. It was killing me.
Plot to hold in.
You have no idea. Maybe you do. I don't know. I hope you don't.
Mark, Danielle, what's your sister's name?
Danielle, Kathleen White.
Who else did you tell?
Just about everybody I meet. I tell everybody I'm a serial killer. I tell everybody I can't stop.
Why do you think you do this?
Because I got these voices telling me that nobody likes me, that I'm a failure. Because I've hated my mother. I know everybody thinks that it all boils down to that, but it doesn't. Because no matter how good I am to women, I'm very good to them. They always cheat on me.
Is it, and I don't want to put words in your mouth.
No, you're not.
Is it anger? Is it thrill? I've seen it, we've seen it all.
I know. It's not a thrill because you know what? I used to think I had that in my heart. When I went and got that first girl, I thought that this was something I was going to want to do.
With desire?
There was a desire there. I wanted power. It was a power thing at first. And the second that I had her all tied up, then it was fear.
Is that one or two?
Number one. I killed her out of fear because she was going to tell on me.
No, I'm sorry, what number?
Number one.
Okay.
I told her, I knew she was going to tell on me. And I was scared. And I told her I wanted to let her go, and I did. I wanted to let her go so bad. So I was done. I had sex with her, and whatever rage I was feeling, I didn't feel that anymore. Nothing.
Rage toward who?
Everything. Mostly women, I guess.
So what are we talking? How many months here? Like 9, 10, 11? Between 1 and 2?
10, maybe less.
Or any desire between?
Lots of desire.
Desire to kill.
Yeah, every day.
Did you
look?
look?
Murdering every day, all the time.
You go out look?
All the time. Pick up hookers almost every day.
And why didn't you do it then? Yeah, that's
I know.
A stupid question, I know.
No, it's not a stupid question. I've asked myself that about 1,000 times because I didn't like it. I hated it. I didn't want to take anybody's life anymore. I didn't want to hurt anybody.
Some things we can't control.
And then number two, I just liked her so much. I just wanted to take care of her. I wanted her to be with me. And I knew that wouldn't happen. She was being a bitch to me anyway.
And
as soon as I didn't have money, she's like, oh, well, fuck you, blah, blah, blah. Oh, you were nice as pie a minute ago. When you thought I had a pocket full of money.
Any particular thing you look for?
I just hunt. So it's like,
Well, I mean,
you look for the weak, you look for the ones that are alone, who don't have a pimp. You look for the ones who are all by themselves, You gotta make sure they look around when they're getting in the car, making sure nobody's watching. Isolation.
Any parameters, like girls that were adamant about not going
No,
such and such place?
Dark-haired women, younger, thin.
Any ethnic?
I love
Racial.
Spanish women. I know that deal with Spanish, I believe, Mexican, whatever. I don't know if there's a difference. They're gonna kill me here in jail.
Okay, then what happened? You pulled up in the parking lot?
Yeah, pulled up in the parking lot. It's almost like I was told where to go, But she gets in, and I ask her the same thing, how much, blah, blah, how much to come to my house.
And?
It was like $50, I think.
Okay.
I took her back.
Took her back where?
Albion. Same place.
Okay.
And I tackled her.
As soon as you got in the house?
Yeah. Just take control right away.
Okay.
By then I'd already felt it, and I was already in there. Sorry. How
I
it
guess
is
I'm not. So you tackled her as soon as you get in the house?
Mm-hmm.
As soon as you get in the house, or down the did you wait till you got in the
No.
basement?
Nope. Took her into the house and tackled her right there on the floor in the living room right as you walked in. Closed the door and tackled her.
Okay. How do you get these girls a house? Because the girls I know aren't going to be going places like that.
Offer them money. They'll do anything for money.
Remember how
You're just nice. You're charming.
White typically targeted women he believed would have no outside connections that would worry over their disappearance. At least one of them was known to disappear for months at a time. Disturbingly, White was so successful that if he hadn't killed Richard, their murders might never have been discovered.
You're respectful. You act friendly. You fucking fake them out.
Okay, so after you tackle her, what happened?
Took her clothes off, or made her take her clothes off. I didn't even handcuff her. And then had sex.
So you tackle her.
Yeah.
And
she's like, okay, whatever.
okay.
I'm not gonna fight you, just whatever. Don't hurt me, okay? I'm not gonna hurt you. And I said, and if you do what I say, everything will be okay, and you can be on your way.
Okay.
And so I tackled her.
What's this girl look like?
Dark hair, longer. She had longer hair. I don't remember any tattoos or anything on her. And see, that's why I'm bummed out right now, because I'm afraid that you guys aren't going to be able to figure out who they were.
What race was she?
Spanish.
Okay. Any no tats, anything distinguishable?
I think her teeth were a little messed up. I don't remember. But I
Age?
did. 22, 24, 24-ish, I'm going to say. She had a whole bunch of albums, not with her, but she told me about her album collection. There's a lot of heavy metal, old rock and stuff.
When was this?
About a day and a half, 2 days after. About a day or 2 days. It might have been the very next day after Anna left. I'm thinking it was like the day after that, though.
Okay. So you tackle her, she takes off her clothes on her own, is that correct?
I told her to.
You told her to?
Yeah,
but
she did.
She was cooperating.
Oh, yeah.
Then what happened?
We had sex.
Straight?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well, yeah, she gave me head too, several times. What the hell? See, Hazel was gonna come home, and I had to kill this girl. Oh, I ended up handcuffing her, and I handcuffed her, tied her feet, and made her stay like underneath the stairs. And I told her
What's underneath the stairs?
there was an old bed and stuff. It was all taken apart, but I knew nobody'd go back there. I mean, Hazel wouldn't go back there. It was just like an opening.
It's not a room in itself.
No.
Okay.
No. It kind of is, but there's no door.
But there was a bed in there?
Not a bed, just a bed frame, and it wasn't made up. You just asked me what was down there. Just some wood for a bed frame. It's not like it was set up for this or anything.
So then what?
So then I told her, you're gonna have to be quiet. My girlfriend's coming home, and if you make any noise, I'm gonna have to kill you, I'm gonna have to kill her, and I'm gonna have to kill myself. And I told her all these things, and she believed me.
Okay.
I told her I have to close your mouth. She said, I won't make any noise. And I said, I can't take that chance. I closed her mouth for her.
What'd you use to do that?
I'm thinking a bandana.
You're thinking you don't know.
I don't know. You have to understand when...
She's handcuffed, right?
Yeah. You have to understand when these things were going on. I couldn't even see. I was like blind. I couldn't hear very well. All my senses were gone except for... I don't know. Completely out of my fucking mind, though. Just weird. Like possessed. Fully possessed. Fighting myself, too. You have to stop. You have to stop. And I'd hold him, and I'd comfort him, and we'd cry. And I'd just hold him and hug him, and I'd ask him about their life, and I told him about mine, and told him all my problems. And they seemed like they cared, but it was only because they were scared. And I just wanted them, and I felt so bad for them. I told them I felt so bad for them, and I was so sorry that they were in any kind of situation like this. I was so sorry. And I told him, didn't your mother ever tell you don't get in a car with a stranger? You know? And they tried not to look at me. That's one thing I remembered. None of them wanted to look at me, and I told them it's okay.
So how long was this girl with
I'd
you?
want to know what a monster looked like, too. Well, I told her to be quiet because I kept her. I picked her up in the day, like, and then
You were working there?
I don't remember. I think so. I think I was at Skyline at that point. I think I was still, no, I may not have been working at Skyline anymore. I don't remember a lot of things, just things that really stick out, like
Okay.
these things.
So you told her to be quiet. Then what?
And she was, because I tied
This
her
is
up.
the first day, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And Hazel was coming home, so I said, be quiet. She was quiet all night. I checked on her from time to time.
How do you keep her in?
Handcuffs and tied her legs.
Was she handcuffed to anything?
No.
What did you tie her legs with?
A belt.
You gag her
Mm-hmm.
with?
Bandana, I think.
Okay. And you checked her when?
A lot. Like 5 or 6 times, I'd say, during the night.
Hazel's home?
Yeah, Hazel was home.
Hazel ever know what's up?
Not a clue.
Okay.
I told her I was thinking about killing people. I told her I needed help. I said, please help me. Please help me. You know, help me to help them so nobody else gets hurt anymore.
So what happened then? You checked her 5 or 6 times through the night.
Yeah. Brought her some water. Several times because she was thirsty, and then she just kept sleeping. She was just trying to sleep, you know, make it all go away or whatever. And I waited, and Hazel went back to work the next morning.
Where was she working then?
Had to be down south in the Denver Tech Center for that accounting office,
Okay.
like real estate accounting.
So what happened after she went to work?
I got her up, and we didn't have sex anymore. But we talked about everything, and we prayed. More praying. And I told her I had to kill her.
The prayer became part of White's ritual, much like his method of strangulation. This can be just as important to a serial killer as the type of victim they choose, and if they're unable to perform this aspect, they may reconsider the target or the timing.
She said, no, you don't have to kill me. I'm not going to say anything.
That's the next morning?
Yeah. It's about noon. We watched a movie. I don't remember what movie. I fed him. I fed her, and just like those stupid burritos in the freezer. And so I fed her. We talked, and then I told her to go back downstairs. I had to tie her up again because Hazel was coming home. But at this point, I knew I had to do something.
What time of day was this?
Hazel, I don't know, 5-ish.
Afternoon?
Yeah. We hung out all day.
Was she bound, tied?
Nope. I told her, if you run, you're done. She said, no, I'm not going to. And
Was she clothed?
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah, I think she was wearing something white. She's still wearing something white.
So it's approaching 5 o'clock. The
Hazel's
lady's
coming home, and I'm like, what do? I want to let her go so bad. I just want all this to be over. I want it to be done, you know, and I want to let her go, but I can't. And Hazel's coming home, so we go back downstairs. I take her back down to the basement over by right where she had been laying, sleeping right by the end of the stairs. So I tell her I have to kill her. She, you know, she looked me in the eyes and she just kept. I probably would have said the same thing. Just wait a minute. You know, just saying anything. Just wait a minute. I said, I have to. I said, turn your head. And I put a belt around her neck. And I cinched it up. and prayed out loud, like yelling, praying.
While you're doing
Yeah. Because I knew Jesus was standing right there.
it? So you cinched it up, and what happened?
She died.
Is this the first one you cinched up?
Meaning, no.
Well, what I mean, RP, I think.
Okay.
Excuse me. You can either go like this, or you can cinch up. You can cinch up like this.
That's how.
On all of it,
The first girl I tied the,
like that.
yeah, that's how I did it.
Okay, the first girl, what?
First girl I had the rope stuff, the little ropes, and I tied those.
Like this?
No, I just tied them in a knot on the first girl. And
Like
knot.
this?
Yep. Well, I mean, to where she's choking and I'm not even there. And then, I know you guys are in
No.
It's late.
Shit. I don't know where to go.
I'm going to hell. It's like
First girl, you tied in a knot. Second girl,
I cinched a fucking belt. One of those belts that are all cross-threaded, you know, braided, yeah. That way, I mean, it could go all the way as tight as you wanted it to.
We are all creatures of habit, you might say. Did you use the same particular belt every time, or
Because I got rid
whatever?
of everything every time.
Whatever was handy.
I had to get rid of evidence every time.
Okay. So where did you get rid of quote evidence every time?
First time I burned it all. I got away with it, I might have. But I didn't get away with it. Not in my heart, not in my soul.
Yeah.
And then the second girl, I took all of her clothes and fucking bag that had her blood on it, you know? I put it in I'm pretty sure she's naked. I'm not positive, but I'm pretty sure. And I put it in the dumpster at 1299 Harrison. While my friends were asleep.
Why didn't you put it in the plastic box, or the box? With her.
Because I was going to get rid of it and separate her from there's the second girl we're talking about, right?
Yes.
Okay. Because I was going to get rid of her clothes, throw them all away, and hope that the dumpster guys just came and, didn't pay any attention.
Took the shit away.
Yeah. And they did.
Did you just leave her buried? Number two?
Yeah, she's there.
I mean, did you ever, because people sometimes revisit,
I visited every day. They're right outside my window.
never brought her back up.
No. I'd go out and pray every day with them.
Did
Okay.
you bury her in the box?
No, she's in fucking a duffel bag, and she's in a lot of bags.
What did you do with the box?
It's still there.
Still went.
Probably at Hazel's house unless they've thrown it away.
So where'd you bury her in again?
I was gonna take her somewhere, but I couldn't because I don't remember why, but it didn't work out that I was gonna be able to go anywhere. And I knew if they ever found the bodies, it would come back to me because I wrapped her in I want to say a duffel bag and one of those army bags.
Army duffel bag?
Yeah, it's home. That's big,
Sort of like the bag Jason had downstairs. Big hockey bag type duffel
Smaller.
bag.
No, the old sea bags.
Green?
Sea bag, yeah. The kind
Strap?
the strap, the kind that you can put
Flip the holes.
clip, yeah.
That was number two. How about number three?
She might even be tied up in there still.
How about number three?
Number 3 was like the sloppiest of all. There's probably some things that are
So did this girl dressed when you buried her?
better, yeah, like a white jumpsuit.
Did you wrap her in anything?
No. Because see, Hazel, was coming home and I killed her. And she just laid there.
Excuse my ignorance, but it's like I would think that Hazel would look out the backyard and say, "Yo, what's with all this dirt being?"
Gary told you himself, I'm the hardest working person I've ever met. I can dig a hole and bury it.
Is there any
No
grass
time.
there?
No.
Just dirt.
Yeah, nobody goes back there.
Were you concerned that Hazel would go out and say, "What's going on back there?" Or
Yeah. Very concerned, but at the same time, I wanted to be caught.
did you keep anything from this girl?
I'm trying to remember what she had.
Because people keep stuff.
I know. I kept from the second girl. That's who I kept stuff from. The one thing that was prominent was a cross,
On who?
number 2, and Lethia.
You liked her, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
Kept a cross, a watch.
Yeah, and the cross had a ruby, a red ruby here, one here.
While, like many serial killers, felt the urge to take the souvenirs of his victims, this is usually done so that they can relive the kill every time they see the object. In White's case, he only holds onto an item until he becomes afraid that it may link him to the victim, or he can dispose of it in some type of ceremony that he finds meaningful.
Here, but this was a little bit longer in between here.
What happened to the cross?
Well, I figured it was recognizable, and I took it apart and kept the stones. And then I went to the most beautiful place in the world, and I set those stones. I was praying, and I faced the south, and I threw one to the south, and I tossed one to the west, and the north, and the east.
What did you do with the cross itself?
Oh, I crumpled it up and threw it out the window as I was driving.
So where's the most beautiful place in the world?
Pike National Forest.
Pike?
Yeah.
Any particular place at Pike?
Where they
What place is
found me
beautiful?
tonight. I know. I'll never get to see it again either. Can you believe that?
Oh, we might. So where
I'll
at
take
Pike?
you guys everywhere that I did everything. I threw Jason's gun. I
Through Jason's gun.
Lookout Mountain.
Which gun?
His Beretta that I took.
Where at Lookout? Lookout's pretty big.
Yeah. You can go up Lookout Mountain like you're going up towards those parking areas, Not all the way up to that park.
From the Golden side, or
No, from the,
where you go through the big gate?
go 6th Avenue, hang a right. Yeah, the 2 pillars.
Yeah.
Yeah, you go up that road, you're going around and around. You know those 2 switchbacks? As you're on the other side that are real hairy? There's like a switchback, and you really turn.
Mm-hmm.
And then you come around, there's another one. I tossed 3 clips from his gun.
I'm sorry. Did you pull into one of the
Yeah.
pull-offs? Or?
There's a tiny pull off right here. And I took the gun apart and wiped all my prints off of it,
I mean, you took it apart.
disassembled and,
Broke it down.
yeah.
That's pretty deep down there. I mean, is that through a pretty deep area?
And I threw in as hard as I could too.
Piece by piece? And how about the magazines?
Yeah.
Same place?
I didn't take the magazines apart. And, man, killing Jason was an accident. Okay? These aren't. But you know what? I had it in my heart anyway for killing. And I had every intention of going to Pueblo and fucking smoking these fuckers.
Who
Yeah.
besides Amanda? Is Amanda?
Yeah, fuck her. She robbed me. But yeah, I had every intention on killing her and her dad. Fucking sick the hell's angel on me. I didn't do anything.
So, you tossed Jason's. Where did you leave the 22? What did you say, 22? The little one?
Little twist, 22.
You left it in the safe?
Mm-hmm.
What did you do with the safe again?
1299 Harrison.
We'll see if I stay awake here.
No, it's alright.
How long? This number 3, how long ago was that?
It's right before I moved to my sister's. Must have been a little bit. Oh, talking October-ish.
Of
Last year.
last year?
Yeah, I think
Where's
so.
your sister living now?
Pueblo.
Okay. So it was before you went down to Pueblo. When did you leave Albion?
I'm thinking it was before my birthday.
Which is,
No, it was right after my birthday.
you left Albion right after your birthday.
Yeah.
So the number 3 was right before your birthday?
Uh-huh.
When for your birthday?
Not too far before.
So tell me, how about after number 3?
Can we smoke some more?
Well, I don't have any. They're going to go get it back out of my car. How about after number 3?
Oh, there's been a lot of kidnappings.
Girls off the street?
Yeah.
Girls working the street?
Yeah.
Any girls that weren't working
No.
the street? They're all working the street.
Every one of them.
You're sure that they're working the street?
Positive. Because that's kind of what sets me off, I guess, is when
What sets you off?
we get in the car and then they ask me if I have a girlfriend or anything like that. I say yes. And yet and I didn't. But they're still going to be with me. They don't care about people. They have no compassion. They don't care if they're going to spread a disease or anything.
So, kidnap, how many? Now, what constitutes to you kidnapping?
Forcefully taking somebody somewhere. There was a girl not too long ago. I left her ass up on Lookout Mountain, handcuffed.
Just kick her to the side of the
I
road?
told her to get the fuck out of the car.
Handcuffed.
Yeah. I said, "Do you want to live?" And she's like, "Yes." She didn't have a shirt on.
So why were these different?
Because I've been trying to stop. Because I don't want to hurt anybody.
And I'm just trying to understand, okay? Because
Me too.
believe me, I've talked to people, and I have come to know through those people that desire. That now I've been told that it engulfs, that it's all people think about.
Absolutely. I wake up and I think about it. I go
Thinking
through my
about
day.
killing?
Yes.
So why? Why not? After number 3 last October, well, before your birthday, why not any after that? Or was there after that?
There's family members that are upset. There are families that have no closure.
The
The
girls.
victims' families, yes, the girls' families. They have no closure. They're laying awake at night, wondering what happened to their baby, you know? No matter how much they were fighting, no matter what kind of problems they had, they're still worried. You know, I didn't want to put anybody else through that.
Okay,
I got 4 sisters, you know? I don't
I
want,
understand.
I think about it when I wake up. I dream about killing.
Do you want to?
I don't want to kill anybody.
Okay. But is there something I don't want to put
God tells me.
out there, Pete.
Basically, I think it's God telling me that everybody dies and everybody does something for a reason. Everybody dies for a reason, and it's always time when it's their time. And I told God, I don't want to be your tool to kill anybody because I don't have it in my heart. I used to think that maybe I did. At one time, I thought maybe I did. But I can't get it out of my head. I cannot get it out of my head at all. I wake up in the morning and I see death. You know, I pray every morning for the girls all day long. I drive along, I'm sitting there with people and I'm just thinking about killing them. You know,
How often do you cruise? Drive the facts.
every waking moment. Every time don't have to be somewhere else, really. If I've got any money in my pocket, I'll go, sometimes even without money.
Cops ever stop you?
No, and I drive around in a fucking car with no muffler. It looks like a lowrider. I got a fucking cracked windshield this big because that girl punched it. And then
What girl?
that I left up there and
What happened? What happened up at with Gary? You seem to like it there.
I did.
You've been up there what? 3 weeks, 3.5 weeks, month?
Yeah.
What happened last week?
Well, I woke up and I've been tired and homeless, man, and I've been busting my ass, working myself dead.
You been sleeping in that cutlass?
Yeah.
So you've been busting your ass?
Yeah, and I had to get rid of my dog, my only best friend, you know.
Okay.
And so I got rid of the dog, gave him to a family, went camping. Then I'm working for Gary, and I'm thinking, finally, maybe I can do something okay, you know. But I got guilt like you don't believe. I got so much guilt. And no matter how much I try to block out the things I've done in my mind,
So what happened after you and Jason went camping?
came back and I told him I got arrested because I had to take the day off. I couldn't just, this is my new job, I couldn't tell him, hey, I'm pussing out on you. I had to fucking sleep. And I did, and I was sick. I think I have West Nile. And
Where'd you sleep?
my car,
Where at?
I usually just find a dark street somewhere where there's trees or something.
Up by
Uh,
the shop?
No, that's too industrial. I always figured I'd get fucked with there by the cops. You know, they're gonna think I'm up to something.
So where'd you go?
And
We're creatures of habit, remember?
I know, around the facts. I go park on like, I'd drive Colfax and look down streets and just basically see if there was somewhere dark. If there was, I'd go into the block, come around, and you know, go a couple blocks back and make sure nobody's looking around. Fucking chamber my weapon and fall asleep. I hope everything turned out okay, you know. And it doesn't, because I go to sleep and I got these fucked up dreams. And then I went back to work. I said, I gotta do this. I gotta do something real with my life. I'm just fucking up. And I wish I had an excuse. I wish I was a drug user. I wish I was.
You do anything as far as drugs
No.
besides weed?
No.
You
I don't
drank,
drink.
anything like
I
that?
drink sometimes. I mean, lately, like for that weekend when we went up there to the mountains, I got ripped. I got really drunk.
With Jason?
Yeah, I drank like a half gallon of Jim Beam by myself.
Jason liked his Jim Beam.
Yeah, I just liked a lot of things, you know.
No crank, no rock,
I've done meth before, but not for a long time.
junk, heroin,
No, I've never shot up anything.
never
ever.
fired up.
Never. 'Cause I knew if I did, I'd probably like it too much. A lot of my friends have died. Not all my friends, but some of my friends have died doing it, you know. I got my tattoos on my arm, my 3 scorpions for those 3 girls.
You got what, an eagle on your back?
No,
Right on your back. You got a back patch, right?
yeah, not big. I got a dragon.
Dragon.
Got an angel, but she's defeated, and I got her because of the people I've hurt, you know. This is the end for me.
You never
mean-
kept anything.
Be straight with me. This is the end for me, right?
I'm
I know you're not
gonna
a
say.
judge. No, you can't say.
There's a lot of things that were taken into consideration.
Oh, I know. I should have had a
And,
lawyer
you know-
here and blah, blah, blah.
None of this stuff's been verified.
You know, put a shovel on the ground and it will be.
Well, you know, it wouldn't be the first time somebody played me a fool.
And this time, buddy. I know you're not. I know I'm not your buddy, but I'm.
2 of White's victims have never been found. Their names and the exact time of their deaths are unknown, which makes it nearly impossible to link them to White, even if they are discovered at a later date.
Yeah, I do understand sometimes, but this is really personal stuff. I know this is a pretty personal time.
I don't understand Jason.
Like accidentally, the gun went off on accident.
Okay.
But
Okay, I can understand a gun going off on accident. I've seen way too many accidental shootings. But
Why did I clean up and leave?
Yeah.
Because I knew nobody was going to believe me. I knew I'd start getting investigated.
they wouldn't believe you as far as what?
That it was an accident.
Because I want to put, I want your side, man. Knew nobody would believe me. It was an accident.
Right.
How about taking a shit though?
I had to leave. All I took was the evidence and some money to get out. That's
Money?
all I took.
Cell phone?
That was it.
Safe?
The cell phone I took because it was covered with blood.
Could you open the safe?
The safe was open.
And you took it over to, what was that address?
1299 Harrison Street. The safe was open. The only thing I took from him
Why didn't you dump
was
the
his fucking
blood?
life. Huh? Why did I?
Why didn't you?
I was scared and I thought I was going to have a shootout.
You got the Glock,
So they got M16s.
but then you stripped it down and threw it.
Yeah.
Straight up.
I'm being
You didn't shoot his ass for the car. Straight up.
Why would I go and park it? Why would I just leave
I
it?
don't know, man.
I know. Okay. No, I
No.
I did not take his life for no fucking car. Jason was my friend.
Okay.
You know? Shit happened. Next thing I
See,
know,
I don't know.
Jason's dead. Okay? I know that. I see him. He's dead. I've seen it before. I know what death looks like.
How did it happen?
We're sitting
It was an
there.
accident.
We're sitting
How
there
did the
fucking with our
accident
guns.
happen?
I didn't even have a clip in my gun. I didn't even have a clip
Where was the magazine at?
in my pocket. But it was chambered. And I do not remember chambering that gun. There's no way. I'm like gun safety guy number one. Ask
How
anybody that knows
far
me.
were you from him?
Just a little farther than me. Not much.
Like, yay?
Just like that.
That petition right there, that paneling,
Yeah.
the one that goes to the corner,
Yeah.
that's the door. Where were you in correlation to that door? Move your chair to where you were,
With the door?
so I can understand.
I'm right here. Okay, here's the door.
Where are you from the TV, the entertainment center?
Right at the corner of it.
What corner? The door corner?
Yeah, the door
or the
corner.
Mr. Potato Head corner?
I don't know.
Mr. Potato Head in the corner.
I don't know. There. Here's the door.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, here's his dresser. I'm like right over here in front of his dresser.
Show me how you had the gun. I need,
We're sitting around like this. We're looking at him. I'm telling him, this one sucks compared to that one because of this, that, and the other.
Mm-hmm.
You know? And we're going around and I said, you never want safety because if you do that, now I know and Jason's dead. You know?
So how far? A little bit like this?
Yep.
Barrel was closer to his head than that.
Then it wasn't much closer. No way. No way. I'm telling you, why am I going to lie after all this? I mean, you got me dead bang. You know? No, the
Did
barrel
you touch
wasn't
him after that?
his hand.
Which hand?
The one that was upside down. I told him goodbye. And I
How
touched
did he
his hand.
touch you?
So it's,
On the palm?
yep. Because it was that hand, but it's turned over the other way. Turn it. Yep. Yep. It was like that. And I just said goodbye.
Did you try to comfort him at all?
Hell
Blanket
yeah.
on him?
No.
Put a pillow underneath him?
No. There was no comfort anymore. His brains were all over, you know? He was pouring out onto the thing, and I sat there, and I was like, oh my God.
You were seated on the floor?
I was on the floor.
There's a lot of shit on the floor.
I know.
The judge who presided over White's case was convinced that this was not an accident. The trajectory was all wrong and did not fit with his story. The judge also did not believe that anyone as familiar and concerned with gun safety as White would point a weapon at someone while they were cleaning it.
I really was.
Did you, after this happened, because, Jason wasn't the neatest person in the world.
Right.
I understand that. Doesn't make him a bad person.
Mm-mm.
Did you go through his shit? There's prescription pills strewn about the floor.
He was pretty upset throwing shit around.
He was? What was he upset about?
What was he upset about? He was hungover. We didn't have any more pot. He was looking for pot. He was angry he couldn't find any pot. I know that.
But you have, you know,
Because they have to go through the investigation. They have to figure out whether it was an accident or not and all this and that. And they got to keep me somewhere while they're doing that.
but again, explain to me. You said the evidence. You were scared. So you take the safe with the bullet mark on it. You take the gun. You get rid of that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Cell phone, it had nothing to do with that. The ride, like, you know, you got feet, you could walk.
Not from out there. All of a sudden, okay, now all of a sudden I've got...
You can survive in the mountains, but you can't survive in southeast Aurora. I mean, I'm just trying to understand, okay?
Well, in the mountains you can just sit somewhere and not worry about things. You can't do that in Aurora. You know, you can get fucked with or shot or the
How about
cops
the
are
cell
gonna-
phone?
Because it was full of blood.
How about the... You know,
I
what
knew
did
my
you do with
fingerprints were on it. I didn't want to wipe it off.
What did you do with the cell phone?
It's in the bag with the safe.
But you used it.
Yeah,
You called your sister from it,
yeah, I sure did.
okay? So, I mean, when did you dump it?
After that,
How long after?
as soon as I left from the house, I went and got gas, and then I went and got some money, and I had a safe in the car in the truck with me
Where do you have the safe in the truck?
up front.
On the floor?
Yeah, it's just a little safe.
Oh.
Just one of those little fireproof boxes.
So you went and got money. What ATM machine did you go to?
On 7-Eleven on Colfax, and I don't know what street it is.
What kind of bag is that?
White plastic bag.
A white plastic bag.
Trash
What did you do with the round?
bag. It's in Wyoming.
Where?
I threw it out the road, out the window.
Where'd you go away?
Where?
Mm-hmm.
I was just going straight through. I was going to Canada. I-25.
Okay, whereabouts did you toss it out of the car?
Oh, it was foggy. Past Casper somewhere.
How far north did you go?
I was pretty close to Montana, and I was like, this is ridiculous. And I started considering, look, I have to go back and just tell them what happened, you know, and I started talking myself into that. I gotta tell them what happened. Maybe they're gonna believe me. I was feeling bad for Jason because I didn't want anybody to think that he just sat there and was doing something bad. I didn't want them to think anything bad about him. I started feeling really bad about shit. And I turned around.
When? When was this that you turned around?
The next day, Monday. It was Monday.
How'd you pay for the gas?
His credit card.
Had you dumped the shit then? By then?
The stuff
Prior
and
to
stuff.
going north?
Oh yeah, I dumped it here. in Denver.
So where else did you use the
I
credit
did-
card?
The one gas station and the other gas station. Just two gas stations. I just put gas in. That's the only place I used it.
Where?
The one down there on fucking
Right.
Iliff, and then somewhere in Idaho, or Wyoming.
So when did you get back in Colorado?
Back to Colorado at about 12:30 in the afternoon.
When? Today? Yesterday?
Yesterday.
You must have hauled ass.
I can drive now.
Do you remember
Do the
when you
numbers,
turned
man.
around?
I was a long ways past Casper.
North of Casper?
Yeah. Turn around.
Or
You have to understand, I left here late in the night. Got that girl, went, she wanted fucking crack, like I was telling you. And then you realize I have a girl with me this whole time that I'm driving, right?
The girl you picked up wanted to go to Canada.
Mm-hmm.
When did you dump her out?
About 12:30. I mean, I just drove straight to her house.
Where's her house?
10th and fucking Logan.
10th on the Hill.
Yeah.
Apartment?
Yeah.
What apartment number? What,
Name's Teresa.
what corner of the intersection?
I went through the alley. Dropped her off in the alley. It's on the south side of the block.
South side of 10th and Logan?
Well, no, there's 10th and Logan. I think we're on 10th in those numbers. You know, it was 10 something Logan.
Well, probably minimum 9-10 hours. You get to know somebody pretty well. What's the girl's name?
Teresa.
Teresa.
Um,
White girl, black girl,
White girl.
Hispanic girl,
thin as a rail.
color.
I think she's older than me. I don't know, 32.
So, you get gas. When do you dump the stuff over at your old house? Over your old
After I got gas, I didn't want to get pulled over.
You drive straight to the dumpster?
I think I went and got money first at the ATM, and then went over
You got me all screwed up
there. Okay,
okay, so you go get the ATM, you go get the money. When do you go to look at?
yesterday.
So you kept the gun for a while,
I told you I thought I was going to be in a shootout.
but you didn't keep the little one. You're gonna get in a shootout, you need all the shit you can get.
No, fucking, no, it was 22, man, and there were no shells anyway.
Okay.
We popped those shells up there when we went camping. And it's a junk little crappy gun.
The magazines for the 9,
Yeah,
were those loaded? The ones you tossed?
at one point, yeah, I unloaded them all.
What'd you do with the rounds?
Threw 'em.
Same place.
Mm-hmm.
I need to go to the restroom real fast. Excuse me.
There's no fingerprints on any of them, though.
Okay.
Not even one shell. I know it doesn't matter,
What color is that safe?
but white.
It's white. Is it metal?
No, it's one of those fireproof safes, a Sentry.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? I think everybody's got one in their closet.
Let's go back to number 1 for a minute here. And you talked about where she is. How far off the road is she here?
280 steps.
Okay. How deep is she buried, or is she
She's
on
not
the
buried
surface
anymore.
now?
The dogs dug her up and ate most of her.
Can you put directions on here? So,
Her bones are still there? You said her hips
Her
are
spine
spine.
and her hips, yeah.
where's the cross?
Right by her grave. Her hair is still there at the grave.
How many times do you think you've been back there?
15 times.
And I'm sorry, when was the last time?
Just a few months ago when I was still in Pueblo. 2.5, 3 months. I go back to tell her how sorry I am and tell her that someday they'll find her and she won't have to be out there by herself anymore, you know. It's
Yeah.
got to be scary out there in the darkness.
Where's your clothes?
In ashes, they're carbon now. I burned
Where'd you
them
burn them?
in my dad's dump. I got on. I poured
Where's
5
that?
gallons of gasoline on them and torched them. Here's the store.
Is this your father or your stepfather?
My father. My stepfather and my mother know nothing about any of this. I told my dad all about this.
And?
He said, don't say anything, just pray.
How's Duke?
He's fucked up. My dad's more fucked up than I am.
In what way?
In what way is that he was a murder investigator? That he can get away with
Where
this? Adams County. Trash dump.
How far is that from the house?
There's like a little driveway here. That's right there. There's a bunch of trash cars here.
And from when you buried this girl, when did you burn the clothing?
I buried her, and then I drove out to the Rio Grande, which is right over here. And I tried to go to sleep, and I couldn't. I waited till the sun came up. And it's like to walk out into a field carrying a fucking body, and you can feel the weight on you, and you know it's not her fault, you know?
But we didn't keep anything.
No, because I wasn't going to get caught, and I didn't.
But we progressed. I mean, we moved on because you had driver's license for a period of time on the second girl.
Yeah. I've never been without a driver's license. I guess I misunderstood what you just said.
I mean, you kept something from the girl.
The second one, yeah.
Nothing from number one.
No.
Second girl.
Because after I got away with it, I was like, well, that was easy. As far as the physical part of it, you know.
Anything else besides the driver's license? Articles of clothing?
The second girl? Yeah.
Any of it?
Some rings and I don't have any of that stuff, if that's what you're after. I don't have any of it. I threw her stones and pike. But
Those
I
are
took
the red
rubies,
stone cross.
Yeah.
The detectives have been insistent about the keepsakes, but they provide more than just an insight into White's mental processes. Belongings such as jewelry make it easier to link them to a victim, and they can help them to be identified.
There's a guy named Jason down there, buried, and I didn't do that, but I threw him by his grave. I faced south. I can show you right where that's at, but.
Is this a legitimate grave or somebody killed him and buried him?
Well, you know, they've got a headstone there and all that stuff for him and a memorial and stuff, but since you can't bury anybody in a national forest, I would say not legitimate. But it, you know, it says Jason. It's got a little headstone and everything for it.
And did you bury her in anything? Wrap her in
The
anything?
first one? No. Naked.
You took her down in a duffel bag, right?
Right. And I took a duffel bag and burned it with everything. I didn't want any blood or anything. But I still had blood in the trunk of the car, and I knew that because I knew she was, you know, leaking. Yeah, she's
That was
there.
on number one?
Yeah.
What was she bleeding from?
I don't think she was really bleeding. I don't know. There was some blood, and here's the thing. I couldn't look at him. I couldn't even look at him. And when I got her out of the car, she wasn't bleeding when she died. But when I did get her out of the car, I noticed that there was some blood on the bag that she was in. And then when I carried her, blood got on my shirt and my coat. And I don't know.
So why didn't you keep her in the bag?
Because I knew my hands. I figured, because I watch forensics and shit, you know, I knew they'd catch me. I knew if there was any kind of evidence other than just a naked body, you know, what are they going to do? They find a girl dead in the fucking field, and there's nothing. Nothing. No tire tracks, no clothing, no anything. What do you got to go on? Nothing. There's a
They
dead girl.
carried her 280 steps.
And you know what? Halfway through, I couldn't carry her anymore. And I couldn't set her down gently. And I felt so bad, and I dropped her, and I heard her hit the ground.
How'd you dig the hole?
I brought a shovel with me.
You carried the shovel along with her?
First, I went and took her out to where I thought you wouldn't be able to see it from the road. But this is in the darkness, you have to understand. But God made the light really bright that night. He made the moon. And there was a storm that had happened, but then the moon was shining so bright, you could just see everything, and it's never like that out there.
Where'd you put her? It's like 5-hour drive?
Huh?
How long of a drive is it down there from here?
5 hours.
Where do you have her on the way down there?
Trunk. Thinking about it the whole time. You know, it's like to drive 5 hours with somebody in your car. Or what's it like to have your girlfriend come home and know you've got a dead body in the basement, you know? Or what's it like to have to go get number 3, even though she's been dead for a while, and then she's already got fucking rigor mortis, but you've got to stuff her in something small to get her outside. So you got to force the shit, you know?
How long was she in the basement after she died?
A day.
A day?
Or so, a little longer. But I don't know, because rigor mortis didn't leave yet. So I'm thinking no more than 24 hours.
So straight up, I take you out. We get in that car. We drive 5 miles. We drive 5 hours.
I'll take you right
It'll
to
be noon. You take me there and I want to find a thigh bone,
Goddamn right.
femur,
Goddamn
tibia,
right.
skull.
God. You know, you asked me about keeping trophies and shit. I didn't keep anything from her, but I went back with every intention of taking her head, her skull, because when I did go back, it was 3 months after the fact, and she was laying there.
If at all possible, a serial killer will return to the scene of a murder or the location of the body multiple times. For some, it is to relive the thrill. For others, such as White, it is out of fear that they have been discovered.
Oh my God. I took my nephews out there with me under the guise of, well, let's scout around for turkeys. I just wanted to see what was going on. I needed an excuse to be out there, so I had the little boys with me. I looked off in the distance, and I thought, no fucking way. She did not crawl up out of the ground. But I wouldn't put it past her, not in my life, you know. Mm-hmm. I think dead people talk, and they're going to talk today. I told the guys, go back to the car, and I'll be there in a minute. And they were bitching about it. I said, just go back, and we'll go back down to the river. And as I'm walking up, I'm realizing it's her. Her legs were torn off of her. The coyotes had got to her, and her legs were torn off.
And this is 5 months later.
3 months.
3 months.
Yeah. I'm telling you the truth, man. You know, I know you got to keep asking the same questions. I know you got to try to trip me up. I know. Okay. I know, but it's the same questions over and over. I'm not irritated with it. I'm just trying to cut through all the bullshit. You know,
we've been up for a little bit over.
Me too.
Yeah, and you too. So you know.
How you gonna drive for 5 hours? You know. Copy. Anyway,
He knows me.
You know, then her head was there, and I was going to take her head, and I thought, oh no. And then I went and asked my dad, how do you get rid of a head? He said, you take a post hole digger, and you dig a real deep hole, and then you smash it real good. And then you throw it down in there. He said, pull the teeth, smash the head as good as you can in little pieces, put it 6-7 feet down. He says, that way, instead of looking for a 6-foot grave, they're looking for a space about that big around, and they'll never fucking find it. And fuck him.
So
Fuck
did
him.
you do that?
Huh?
Did you do that?
No. I got too freaked out. What I wanted to do was bring her head. I know this is fucked up. But I was going to drive down Colfax and just toss her head out the window. I know that's really bad, but I figured it was somewhat morbid, and that kind of appealed to me. But at the same time, then they'd find her head, and they'd be able to see who she was from her teeth, and then maybe her family could have some closure. As fucked up as that is, you know.
So why didn't you bury her again? I mean, it's bones.
Oh, because I've already, you know.
I mean, hell, you took her out there.
Physical evidence. I figured nobody's seen her in 3 months. Why deal with? Why fuck with it? It's a pretty unused road. You know, we're out there in the middle of nowhere.
Does your dad know where it is?
No.
So how deep are number 2 and number 3? You're what, 3 foot, 4 foot?
I've got concrete and rocks on top of them both.
What kind of concrete?
Quicksand.
A couple sacks?
Mm-hmm.
You do this in the middle of the day?
Mm-hmm. Isn't it amazing?
In rocks underneath the ground?
Rocks are underneath the ground. Bricks, rocks, anything.
How far underneath the ground?
Not far.
Vegetation?
No.
On top of it?
No.
So if you put quicksand and you put rocks, it's going to screw up the vegetation on top.
Yeah, well, there's no vegetation, so I don't. Let's go drive by the house, man.
Well, you probably will.
I hope so,
Yeah,
because,
it's like I said, it wouldn't be the first time.
I can't light one of those, but can I have one of those?
In a little bit, we'll go
Can
outside.
I just fiddle with it? I'm not going to light
Yeah,
it.
you can.
I know that it's the smoke that's the issue. I'm just freaking out, guys.
The detectives believe that White was going to lead them to the bodies of the 2 female victims, but he surprises them partway through the interrogation by claiming that there are 2 more. although he doesn't believe it is possible to find them.
So between January and September of 2002,
Yeah.
using your figures from
Right.
there,
Right.
your estimations. Number one, we're sure about as far as dates, but number two, we're kind of hesitant. So between
Right.
January and September 2002.
Yeah. She said, "What's up? Are you a cop?" The same old bullshit, you know, show them your tits, that kind of thing. Then I asked her how much to go to my house. What you got? I said, "I'm gonna give you $100." She's like, "Cool." I tell her,
Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I tell her, "Fine. $100 is cool." "Well, where do you live?" I tell her, "Over here in Aurora." So I come back out, get on 25, go over to over by that place where you obviously knew I lived. Jewel. Yep.
14333 East Jewel.
Yeah,
Number 102.
something like that. Yeah.
Okay.
I take her to that parking lot, and we're about to get out of the car, and I just punch her in her face and make her get down, and I handcuff her, and I tell her not to get up off the ground.
Okay. You take her back. You take her over to Jewel.
Mm-hmm. I still lived at 2885.
So what's up with Jewel? Who's living there?
Maybe I lived there before. I don't know. I knew where to go to Jewel, though.
Okay, so you went
So
to
it's
Jewel.
before I lived on. Okay, whenever this happened was before I lived on. It can't be.
Couldn't be between 1 and 2 then.
It can't be. But I know she's the first. I know number one's the first. I know she is.
Okay, but you take her to Jewel. Were you living at Jewel by yourself?
I never lived at Jewel by myself.
Who were you living with?
I lived with Hazel. We always lived together.
So
From
you
Jewel on.
You sure you took her to Jewel?
I took her over there by Jewel, yes. It was dark. Well, see, here's the thing. I know.
You took her over by Jewel, or you took her? I don't want to. I mean, it's your story, man. Did you take her inside the residence?
No.
Okay, go ahead then.
No.
Go ahead.
But see, like I told you, time is fucked up for me. I don't really understand. I don't really remember time too well. If,
Okay,
can I?
you bet.
Alright.
All right, we got some coffee on the way for you.
I'm just trying not to make anybody nervous, you know.
You're not making anyone nervous.
Good.
Okay, back to number 4. Pick her up off the Potomac.
You know, Hazel and I stayed with her dad for a while before we moved into Jewel. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Thanks, Gordon. Thanks. Stayed with her dad.
Mm-hmm.
Where?
At 2885 Albion Street. Because I was thinking that, you know, you're saying that doesn't make sense. I'm like, yeah, it really doesn't. But Hazel and I lived with her dad. And then we moved to the apartment. And then...
On Jewel?
Yeah. And then after that, we moved back into Albion Street. And then we got the whole place to ourselves.
All right. So where are you living at this time?
I don't know. I don't know.
Okay.
I was pretty drunk.
Okay.
And I've been through so many of these weird, traumatic things.
Mm-hmm. So you pick her up and you go to the parking lot on Jewel? Is that right? Okay, do you get out of the car? Okay, so tell me what happens.
I hit her.
Mm-hmm.
I could get on the floor. Oh, I never if I cuffed her or tied her.
Mm-hmm.
I imagine I cuffed her if I was doing it outside, you know?
Mm-hmm.
'Cause that's quicker.
Mm-hmm.
And then just drove straight to fucking the rest stop there on I-25 and just south. South of Denver. There's a rest stop. It's pretty nice.
Mm-hmm. Down by Castle Rock?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I wrapped my belt around her neck and fucking choked her.
In the car?
Mm-hmm.
What car were you in?
What car was I in? I'm thinking that little Sundance. That little white one. Oh, sorry, I can't talk about that because and see, I'm having a hard time with the timing on that. I'm thinking, you know, in between those two, in between 1 and 2, that it has to be. But like I said, you know, drinking. I know I was with Hazel.
So do you choke her in the car or
Yeah.
outside the car? Front seat, back seat?
On the floor. Let's see.
Okay.
And I just drove on from
How did you choke?
with my belt.
Without the bodies, the police hesitate to believe White. He did not kill them in the same manner as the others, which, while not unheard of, is unusual for a killer who has developed a pattern.
And I drove to La Junta, and it must have been later in the day when I got her because it was dark when I got to La Junta and it's not that damn long. And I tossed her over the bridge, and she's still tied up, and she's a dark-haired Hispanic.
What bridge?
The bridge that separates right over the Arkansas River.
What highway is that on?
Well, I don't know. You go up you go to La Junta, which is Highway 50 to get there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's 50. And then you go through town, keep going on 3rd Avenue, and then it's a left. You just go up over left, and then you're in North La Junta. It's the bridge that separates North from South La Junta.
Okay. Was that body recovered? Did you ever read about it in the paper?
No. I've checked everything for everybody I've ever been involved with. I've never heard anything about anybody.
How high was the water?
It was dark. I don't know. I heard a splash.
And that's the Platte that runs through there?
Arkansas.
Arkansas. What time of year was this?
See, that's where I'm having an issue. You know, I never wanted to kill anybody. I don't feel as though I ever needed to kill anybody. And then the other girl was roughly the same area where I found her, only on this street here. This one goes back, you can go to Fitzsimmons or go back onto Colfax.
Ursula?
This is as a matter of fact.
Okay.
There's that little hotel right here, whatnot.
Right on the corner there?
Yep. Well, I was this way, where it turns into all that, dead end stuff over here. And I picked her up and we went and parked. I don't even remember what street. And I knocked the shit out of her and made her to where she'd stop biting me, And
Did you have to restrain her?
Yeah.
Was she conscious when you did that?
Yeah.
How did you restrain her?
I either tied her up or put cuffs on her.
Okay.
I think I tied her up without, it doesn't seem right to just tie her up in the car. I think I probably had cuffs.
And how did you kill her?
I strangled her also.
With
A rope.
a rope?
Yeah,
You're sure it's a rope, not a belt?
I'm sure.
What makes you sure it's just...
Well, I'm not sure when and where, but I'm sitting in a car right now, choking her. I'm dead sure. And I used it like a tourniquet. I twisted it.
And where was this? Where were you when this happened?
On the street somewhere. We found a dark street because we were going to go do our business, and I'm just paying attention to traffic, like I said.
Was it in Aurora or Denver?
Probably Aurora. I don't know where it turns into Denver.
Did you drive very far from here?
I don't think so. It's hard to remember. I know we came back up this way, roundabout, came over back to Colfax, down and around, and we were on the north side of Colfax.
Did you head west then? On Colfax or?
Yeah. Well, west back over here, and then over Colfax and crossed. I don't remember.
Do you allow the girls to dictate where you go, or do you choose where you go?
It depends. Like if we're on the street like that, I'll, hey, let's find somewhere dark, and then I know somewhere to go. I don't go to prearranged places. I'm not about to get jumped, killed, or whatever. And usually I would just pick up hookers and we just have to do our thing.
I'm sorry, where was number 4?
Right here.
I know where did it take? Was the rest area?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And number 5, it was just off the street?
Yeah. Just where nobody was, And
that was with a rope.
There was like a piece of fucking rope cord that was in the back of the seat.
Did you keep it there?
No. Not for that, no. I don't know. It was just there. It may have been part of camping equipment. I don't know.
Now, would you have sex prior to strangulation?
No, it wasn't about sex.
No, I'm not saying that it was, but you said on some of the other girls that
We had sex, yeah. But I wasn't saying you're going to have sex or I'm going to kill you.
Right.
They were willing to have sex so they could leave or whatever. They thought that would be it. I never told them, fuck me or die.
No, I'm not saying that you did, but I'm just saying.
On number 4 and 5, did you have sex with those girls? Or
No.
either one of them?
No. It was in the car and it wasn't even about sex. It was about not being able to stop anymore.
Okay. So, back to number 4.
But it's gotta be in between one and them. It's got one and the others. She's probably in there.
So,
I know she's in there.
in the canal, not
In the water.
in the water, just on the corner.
No, right over the edge. Right over the edge. The edge is like this tall.
I know, but this road turns.
Yeah, right there, right where.
So did you park in this little parking area and just walk over and
Sure
dump
did.
into the canal?
Yeah, in the dark.
When was that? Do you remember?
I'm sorry. I'm having a hard time with the times, or when and where's. I can't even tell you how long I've been with some of my girlfriends, or even where we lived, and the only reason I can remember so much about these things is these are life-changing events.
The odds of the bodies being recovered are slim after this much time has passed. It would be almost impossible to determine where they have drifted, and scavengers in the area have likely consumed them or moved any remains out of a probable search area.
Okay.
Can you describe this girl to me?
Mexican.
Mm-hmm.
They're all about the same, except that first girl. Ponytail, in braids, dark hair. What
Height,
the fuck is
weight?
she wearing? I don't know, because she was in the car, It was one thing when I was standing there with the girls and was able to look them over or whatever, but you're in the car, it's hard to tell. I'm not real chunky at all.
Most of these
Medium
gals smaller
build.
build?
Yeah, because it's easier to get a hold of.
Okay.
I don't care what they were, prostitutes or what. They didn't say anything.
The girl over the bridge.
Yeah.
What did she look like?
They're Mexican. They're all Mexicans.
Mm-hmm.
I don't pick up black girls, and white girls just rip you off.
Okay.
Her hair was shorter.
Straight?
Shorter. Yeah, kind of like here, like the round haircut thing.
Okay.
She had an earring. A turquoise earring.
Just one?
I don't try one, another number one. You gotta understand, man, once everything is going down, you're paying attention to so many other things.
Mm-hmm.
Were they clothed?
Yes.
Both of these were clothed.
Yes.
Unlike the
Unlike the other ones.
They were clothed.
Yeah, I didn't have sex with them. I didn't want to have somebody see a naked person in my car.
And when you drove this trip to where were they?
On the floorboard.
Dead.
Passenger's head.
Covered or anything?
Coat. Yeah, coat.
What car?
I'm thinking the Sundance. See, and that's a hard one for me too. I used to drive everything. I drove everybody's cars, I've driven a lot of cars, but yeah, in that time frame, in there, it had to be the Sundance. Yeah. Had to be. Or the Neon. Could have been the Neon.
The Sundance, Hazel drove. That was kind of her ride.
It was hers when I met her, yeah.
And the Neon, you drove most of the time.
Yeah, it was my car. But every now and then she'd want to go somewhere in the Neon or something, and I'd take her car.
Okay.
You know, other times I thought I was going to, if they were looking for a red car, can I borrow your car today? Sure, she had no problem throwing me her car because she got to drive the Neon, which was nicer.
So, any particular reason why these girls were closed and these other three weren't?
Yeah, I didn't have sex with them, and I didn't have time. I wasn't doing anything like that,
And you didn't have sex with them because you were in a car. Is that correct? Did I
No,
understand
because
you
I've had
correct?
sex a lot. It wasn't about sex at that time.
I understand
But that's
that.
what I'm saying. I'm trying to answer your question. It wasn't about sex. It was about, God telling me they had to die.
Okay.
It's time for them to die.
All right.
No, and I know you've already told me you're having problems with time. Did these two girls follow each other, or was there somebody in between them?
No, it was those two, like, there in like a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Some time went by,
Mm-hmm.
and then it was the other one.
Mm-hmm.
Were there any that suffered any injury besides strangulation?
That girl I told you about just now that I threw over this one, I hit her a couple times because she started to fight me to get out the door.
Closed fist?
Just once or twice until she stopped.
Nice.
I wasn't trying to hurt him. I didn't want to hurt anybody.
SP, you moved out, or you said you quit this in October, is that correct?
Yeah.
Around October, give or take.
Yeah.
And here it is September, going on close to October.
Almost a year, huh?
We're almost a year. Why is the voices not there?
No, they're there. They're there. That's why I'm homeless. That's why I can't keep no job.
How do you keep from doing this?
Having sex as much as I could. I was with Charlene for 5 months. Then I went to Arizona because I had to get away from Colorado. I thought maybe it's Colorado doing it to me.
Mm-hmm.
So I went to Arizona, and I got into a big old fight with this guy there. Ended up getting some girl pregnant. Then she takes off, goes back to her husband, and now she's got my baby, And I had to leave Arizona, and I came back.
There is no evidence that White murdered anyone else while living outside of Colorado, although there are still some who suspect that there could be at least a few more victims White has avoided mentioning.
I was staying with Danielle and Tricia a little bit, and I was trying to not be a burden, so I'd leave there. I've just been running. I've been going nonstop because if I'm moving, then I'm not thinking about it. If I got something to do, I try not to think about it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
No, don't get me wrong. I've got all I want to do. I don't want to kill anybody. But that's all I hear. You gotta kill him. Kill him, kill him, kill him, kill him. Not because you're a bad person, not because they're a bad person, but it's time for them to die. And you might not understand the ways of God. This is what is being said to me. You might not understand the ways of God, but it's not for you to understand. It's for you to obey. And I've tried to obey. I've tried to be a good person. I've tried to do what I had in life. But now look. So what? Is God a liar? Is he fucking me? Because here I am, dead. On my way to prison, gonna die. And, or worse. It was much worse than prison and death, I tell you. And I thought, I knew I wasn't doing the right thing, but I had to do it, because if you don't do it, your life just starts to turn to hell. Every time I didn't do what I was told, everything would fall apart. Everything I cared about and loved, everybody you love and care about goes away. Everything goes away in the end. Nothing is permanent except life and death. And I was just part of something. I was just, we're all put here for a reason. I didn't want this to be my reason. I did not want to fucking be a killer.
You've done it, you.
I did not fucking kill Jason on purpose. And I was like, great, fucking what the fuck? I don't have accidents like that. You know, I'm very careful. I always wear my seatbelt. I always have everything on safety. I lock the doors. You know, I tell everybody to be careful before they leave. Even people I don't know, drive safe, you know. I don't have fucking accidents like that. It's like it was meant to be. Obviously it was, because here it is. It's done. None of this is getting taken back. Nothing. And I can't do anything about it. And I feel like I got some big, stupid, huge joke played on me. You know? It's like God lying or something. And I don't want to piss God off because now I'm fucked anyway. I did something wrong. Piss him off. Yeah, he just screams at me, and when I don't, he sends the dogs after me, okay? I know that sounds like bullshit or whatever, and I don't tell anybody that, because the people I have told that just laugh at me. You know, Jason knew that. He just said, I don't know how to help you.
Here, P, I want to ask you something. You're saying that, you know, with Jason, accidents don't happen to you. You're careful. After this happens, is there anything that you do, try to follow me, I'm not sure how to word this, to try to make it like the other ones, like you had control over what had happened?
I have no control. And that's maybe why I freaked out.
Even after being tried and sentenced, White was adamant that Richard's death was accidental. His insistence is puzzling, considering he was so willing to admit to killing the others.
I always had control of the other situations. I've lost control of those situations. I've had people get away on me.
Mm-hmm. Before or after he was shot, did you put anything around his neck?
Fuck no.
No?
No. Nothing.
Nothing like that?
No way. We weren't even doing anything. It wasn't like that. I wasn't there to kill him.
Okay, that's what I'm asking.
No, yeah, no.
In your mind, did you have to do something to try to make it like it wasn't an accident? Because you don't have accidents.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
I've seen what had happened. I wanted to take his gun and shoot it once. Since I knew you guys didn't have the bullet in the shell. I wanted to take his gun and shoot it and grab the shell casing and just let you wonder whatever happened to the fucking bullet. But I wanted to go and put his gun back. Like he had killed himself or something. Because God told me, you're never going to do anything again. This is it. You are fucked. You have just fucked yourself. And I didn't, you know. Be very careful with Glocks, people. Be very careful. I mean, obviously with all guns, but Glocks especially. Okay? There wasn't even a clip in my gun. I didn't even, you know. I thought about making it like it was a suicide, and I thought, no way. What, then his family's going to think he killed himself? You know, he doesn't need that.
Did you
They don't need that.
try to make it look like a robbery or a invasion,
Burglary,
home invasion,
like that.
burglary?
No. I just left. I took what I thought you guys could catch me for, and I boogied. And I knew I was fucked on the cell phone. I knew I had made a phone call on the cell phone. I know it doesn't make much sense, but I'm out of my mind at that point. You know, here's my friend laying there dead, bleeding. Like I've never seen anybody bleed, you know. So I took the cell phone because I knew it might buy me some time if you didn't know what number was the last one. I knew you could pull up the file and see who I'd called last, and it was my sister, and I knew you'd be talking to her soon. Then I wasn't even going to take his truck. I was taking my car. I was leaving everything there. I just wanted, like, no part of it anymore. I wanted to be away from it. No, because I don't have accidents like that. I always have control, but I was controlling the situation in the fact that I knew that bullet had hit that safe behind him. I seen the fucking dent. I thought, oh, well, I know what that is. I look, oh, there's the bullet. There's the shell case. And I thought, well, thank you, God. You know, here's God showing me the way out. This is the way I'm supposed to go. You know, and if I don't do what God tells me, I have pain. Okay? I get headaches. I get fucking these stupid ass dogs barking at me. You know, I got my fucking pit bull. I got a pit bull just so he'd chase him away. And you know what? Didn't happen. I thought maybe that whatever was in me might go into the dog, you know? And I could just let him loose and let him go do what he had to do. And then I thought maybe I wouldn't have to do anything anymore. You know?
Did you do anything to try to make him more comfortable?
Jason?
Yeah.
No. I prayed for it. I prayed right there. I cried out his name. I wanted to touch him, but I know better. You can't touch somebody without you know, leaving fingerprints on him and shit. I touched him there when I said goodbye. I just touched him like, I'm so sorry. I touched him so he knew I was sorry, you know? I didn't mean to kill Jason. I'm so sorry he's dead. I'm so sorry his family doesn't have him anymore because he was a wonderful person. You know, he was 27 years old. He had a long life ahead of him.
Where did when the bullet hit the safe, where did it go?
I don't know, but it landed. There's the bed.
Where's he? Just put it.
I don't even want to fucking try. You know, there's Jason,
cool.
there's me, there's the safe. Boom. Gun goes off. Jason leans over, bleeding all over the place. Bullets right here. Shell casings over here.
On the floor.
On the floor. Then the story, you know, he's
Where was his phone?
right here.
I know you told.
Right here, right by him.
Floor.
Well, right next to him. There's the blood.
And you said it got bloody.
Oh, yeah.
Where did you clean it up?
I didn't clean it up. I threw it in the bag.
But you used it after that, right? Did you use his cell phone after that?
But no. Not after he was dead.
Okay.
No, I used it before that to call my sister. I'm staying at Jason's. You know?
Okay.
I'm staying over at Jason's house.
And the ATM card, you took the wallet, cash out of his wallet. And where was his wallet? On the table?
I don't remember. I think it was on the bed.
And the ATM card was in the ashtray of his vehicle, I think you told me.
Yeah, so it was a credit card.
And what did you do with them?
Killed myself, basically. I put gas in the truck with his credit card. Then I went to an ATM machine and took out $240. I tried for $250. It wouldn't give it to me. I took $240. And I ran around, picked up some hookers, and this girl, she's like, you know, freaking out, let's go, you know, or not freaking out, I'm freaking out. She's like, what's wrong? I said, I don't know, man, I think my friend is dead.
Did you tell her what had happened?
Yeah. I sure did, because I felt bad. And I said, now I have to go, her name's Teresa.
Okay. What subsequently happened to the cards? Where are they now?
In a dumpster over behind 333 Logan Street. See, the reason I know where all these little addresses are, all these little knick-knack places you can go and shit, is I was a maintenance man in Denver for a long time.
So the credit card and the ATM card are both in there? Are they wrapped up in anything?
Plastic bag along with everything that was in his truck that I thought I might have touched. Because I knew he was dead. I knew I had the truck. I knew my fucking picture was on the ATM machine, you know, and I knew I was beyond the point of no return anymore, you know, and I didn't want any of that anymore. I got rid of all the things in there. I just wanted to give myself some time. So.
White repeatedly told officers and other inmates that he wanted to be discovered, but he contradicted himself with his actions. He was careful to hide and destroy any link between him and his victims. It may be more accurate to say that while he had pangs of guilt, that did not extend to being willing to being punished for his crimes.
When did you throw this out?
5 o'clock in the afternoon, something like that.
Okay, yesterday?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I dropped her off at like noonish, and then I went and cashed in some change at King Supers, and then I cleaned out the truck and I took it to a car wash and had them wash it so I'd get rid of all my fingerprints or anything I might have missed.
Where's in the truck?
I think it's on Grant. It's in front of a Wells Fargo building. I think it's on Grant. Right there, right between 16th and Colfax.
Okay.
Wherever the Wells Fargo is right there. And then I walked downtown. And I just walked around. You know, crying. Missing my friend. Not really missing him yet, but thinking, you know, hey. Thinking, you stupid fuck, RP. And then I called my sister, and she couldn't come get me. I said, I'm going to see a movie. And the reason I don't even like going to see movies, but the only reason I did is so that I'd have somewhere to hide.
What'd you go see?
The Order. It's about being a sinner and having your sins forgiven without God.
Did you let anybody else use the ATM or the credit card?
No.
No?
Okay. I threw everything away.
And that was, are you sure it was yesterday?
No, it's a whole nother day past. It was right when I got back from up by Montana.
So the day before?
Yeah, I don't know why time escapes me. It just does. It's something I don't get.
That's about right.
So I don't even get a cigarette now.
Yes, I told you.
I know.
I told you I haven't had one either. See,
You haven't thrown away all your life either.
you will get your cigarette.
Thank you.
Okay.
RP. Anyone else? You sure?
Yeah, I'm sure. If it comes to me, I'll tell you, but I'm pretty sure. I keep asking God for not only forgiveness, but I don't think I have to ask him for too much forgiveness since he's the one telling me, but I ask God to help me to put those things behind me so I can get on with my life because it gets in my way.
What do you mean, pretty sure?
I don't think I've killed anybody else.
In Phoenix, Pueblo, Springs.
I didn't kill anybody. I was gonna kill Charlene. She knew it. That's why she disappeared. She left her job for 4.5 years. Took her kids out of school, left her apartment 6 months. The police still going. Scared her to death. And the only reason I was because she promised me we were gonna get married and everything was be okay. And I fell in love with her kids, and I just wanted a life like everybody else, I thought about killing her, but you know what I did?
What?
I let her go.
Why'd you
beat
let her
it.
go?
Because I figured I didn't care if God tortured me over it. I loved her enough. Torture me. I'll take it for her, Sick your stupid dogs on me. And I let her go. I just let her go.
White may have been reluctant to kill someone that could be connected to him. As the boyfriend, he knew he would at least be considered as a suspect. She also did not fit the profile of his typical victim, which might not have given him the same sense of satisfaction.
I didn't even really hold her down or anything like that. I told her, no, you're not leaving. Or if you do, there's going to be a problem. So there might have been a threat there or two, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Numerous times, numerous things. Isn't this enough?
Again, think about what we're after here, and that's closure
Conviction.
for a lot of people. So if there's anyone else that you can help with that,
I know.
then you need to do that.
I do. It's hard for me to even remember sometimes. It's become such a way of life, It's become such a part of me.
But it hasn't been for a year.
I know.
So you said,
I know.
that's what you're telling us. It hasn't been for close to a year.
I know. My friend died. And I lost my mind because all of a sudden I'm around death again, I'm just putting it all behind me, and the next thing I know, Jason's dead. I swear to God. Like this. Why couldn't it have been his gun going off? Shooting me. At least I fucking deserve it. Jason's a good guy. I don't deserve to be alive after what I've done. I know that. Just wait. You'll see the bodies. You won't think so either.
I told you I'm not here to judge.
Right, and I shouldn't judge you either. I shouldn't tell you what you're going to think and what you're not going to think. I've hurt a lot of people in my life. I've taken and taken and taken, and I've hurt. My whole life I've been a liar, a cheat, a thief, a fucking fuck up. You know, I've always tried to do the right thing. I cannot catch a break doing the right thing. I'm a very hard worker. But I can't ever get ahead, you know? Because I have these fucking, this calling or something. I hear these fucking things and I just can't get past it. It fucks with your life every single day. It's hard to function when you're not, when you got, you know, people's souls on your conscience, you know, when there's no chance for eternity of peace, there's no peace or happiness in your life anymore, no chance for joy, you know, it's hard to even work for anything, you know? And if you know you're going to hell, if you know you're going to go burn, what's the point in even trying, you know?
By accepting a plea deal to help locate the bodies of his victims, White managed to avoid the death sentence. When his third victim was later identified, he was not charged with her death. White was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. Thanks again for tuning in. Drop a like if you like this video, and check out my Patreon page if you want to support the channel even more. Stay safe, and I'll see you in the next one.